1. Introduction to ethos, pathos, and logos. 1.1 Understanding ethos. Ethos is one of the three pillars of persuasive communication, along with pathos and logos. It refers to the credibility and trustworthiness of the speaker or writer. Ethos is essential in establishing a strong foundation for effective persuasion, as it helps to build a connection with the audience and gain their confidence. In the realm of persuasion, ethos is all about establishing the speaker's character, expertise, and authority on the subject matter. It is about presenting oneself as a credible source of information and someone who can be trusted. When the audience perceives the speaker as trustworthy and knowledgeable, they are more likely to be persuaded by their arguments. The importance of ethos. Ethos plays a crucial role in persuasion because people are naturally inclined to listen to and believe those they perceive as credible and trustworthy. In a world filled with information overload and skepticism, establishing ethos is essential to cut through the noise and capture the attention of the audience. When the audience believes in the speaker's credibility, they are more likely to be open to their ideas and arguments. Ethos helps to create a positive impression and build a foundation of trust, making it easier for the speaker to influence and persuade. Building ethos. Building ethos requires careful attention to various elements that contribute to credibility and trustworthiness. Here are some key factors to consider when establishing ethos. Knowledge and expertise. Demonstrating expertise in the subject matter is crucial for building ethos. The audience needs to believe that the speaker has a deep understanding of the topic and is well informed. This can be achieved through showcasing relevant qualifications, experience, and achievements. Providing evidence of expertise helps to establish credibility and gain the audience's trust. Integrity and honesty. Integrity and honesty are vital components of ethos. The audience needs to perceive the speaker as someone who is truthful and sincere. This can be achieved by being transparent about intentions, providing accurate information, and avoiding exaggerations or misleading statements. Building a reputation for honesty and integrity enhances the speaker's credibility and makes their arguments more persuasive. Reliability and consistency. Consistency in words and actions is essential for building ethos. The audience needs to see the speaker as reliable and consistent in their beliefs and values. Inconsistencies can undermine credibility and make it difficult to persuade the audience. By demonstrating consistency in their message and behavior, the speaker can strengthen their ethos and gain the trust of the audience. Empathy and understanding. Showing empathy and understanding towards the audience's needs and concerns is another way to build ethos. When the audience feels that the speaker genuinely cares about their well-being and understands their perspective, they are more likely to trust and be persuaded by them. Empathy helps to establish a connection and build rapport, making the audience more receptive to the speaker's arguments. Use of language and tone. The language and tone used by the speaker also contribute to their ethos. Using clear, concise, and respectful language helps to establish credibility and professionalism. Avoiding offensive or derogatory language is crucial in maintaining a positive image and gaining the trust of the audience. The speaker's tone should be confident, yet approachable, to create a favorable impression. Ethos in practice. Ethos can be effectively utilized in various contexts, such as public speaking, advertising, and leadership. In public speaking, a speaker with strong ethos can captivate the audience and inspire them to take action. In advertising, companies often use ethos to establish trust and credibility with their target audience. In leadership, ethos is crucial for gaining the trust and loyalty of followers. Understanding and harnessing the power of ethos is essential for anyone seeking to become a persuasive communicator. By building credibility, trust, and authority, speakers can enhance their ability to influence and persuade others. Ethos, when combined with pathos and logos, forms a powerful trio that can create a lasting impact on the audience and drive them to action. 1.2 Exploring pathos. Pathos is one of the three pillars of persuasive communication, along with ethos and logos. While ethos appeals to credibility and logos appeals to logic, pathos appeals to emotions. It is the art of evoking feelings and connecting with the audience on a deeper level. By understanding and harnessing the power of pathos, you can create a compelling and emotionally resonant argument that moves people to action. The emotional appeal. Pathos is all about tapping into the emotions of your audience. It involves understanding their desires, fears, hopes, and dreams, and using that knowledge to craft a persuasive message. Emotions play a significant role in decision-making, and by appealing to these emotions, you can influence the choices and actions of others. Eliciting empathy. One of the most effective ways to connect with your audience on an emotional level is by eliciting empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. When you can make your audience feel what you feel, they are more likely to be receptive to your message. To elicit empathy, you can share personal stories or anecdotes that evoke emotions. By sharing your own experiences, you create a sense of relatability and authenticity. Additionally, you can use vivid language and descriptive imagery to paint a picture that resonates with your audience's emotions. Creating emotional connections. In addition to empathy, creating emotional connections with your audience is crucial for persuasive communication. People are more likely to be persuaded by someone they feel a connection with. To create emotional connections, you can use storytelling, humor, and shared values. Storytelling is a powerful tool for evoking emotions. By telling a compelling narrative, you can transport your audience into a different world and make them emotionally invested in your message. Stories have the ability to engage the imagination, evoke empathy, and create a lasting impact. Humor is another effective way to connect with your audience emotionally. Laughter releases endorphins, which are chemicals that make us feel good. By incorporating humor into your message, you can create a positive emotional experience for your audience, making them more receptive to your persuasive efforts. Shared values are also essential for creating emotional connections. When you can align your message with the values and beliefs of your audience, you create a sense of unity and trust. By appealing to their deeply held convictions, you can tap into their emotions and motivate them to take action. Leveraging fear and desire. Fear and desire are two powerful emotions that can be leveraged in persuasive communication. Fear can be used to highlight the negative consequences of inaction or to create a sense of urgency. By appealing to people's fears, you can motivate them to take immediate action to avoid potential harm. Desire, on the other hand, can be used to highlight the positive outcomes of taking a particular course of action. By appealing to people's desires, you can create a sense of aspiration and motivation. When people believe that your message can fulfill their desires, they are more likely to be persuaded. However, it is important to use fear and desire ethically and responsibly. Manipulating emotions for personal gain or misleading people is not only unethical but also undermines the credibility of your message. It is crucial to strike a balance between evoking emotions and maintaining honesty and integrity. The role of humor in emotional persuasion. Humor is a powerful tool in emotional persuasion. It has the ability to break down barriers, create a positive emotional experience, and make your message more memorable. When used appropriately, humor can enhance the effectiveness of your persuasive communication. Humor can help to create a positive emotional state in your audience, making them more receptive to your message. It can also help to build rapport and establish a connection with your audience. When people laugh together, they feel a sense of camaraderie, which can make them more open to your ideas. However, it is important to use humor judiciously. Not all situations are appropriate for humor, and what may be funny to one person may not be funny to another. It is crucial to consider the context, audience, and topic when incorporating humor into your persuasive communication. In conclusion, pathos is a powerful tool in persuasive communication. By understanding and harnessing the power of emotions, you can create a compelling and emotionally resonant argument. Eliciting empathy, creating emotional connections, leveraging fear and desire, and using humor effectively are all strategies that can enhance the emotional appeal of your message. However, it is important to use pathos ethically and responsibly, ensuring that your persuasive efforts are honest, transparent, and respectful of your audience. 1.3 Analyzing logos. In the realm of persuasion, logos plays a crucial role in constructing a compelling argument. Derived from the Greek word for reason, logos appeals to the logical side of an audience's mind. It relies on facts, evidence, and logical reasoning to persuade and convince. By presenting a well-structured and rational argument, speakers and writers can effectively engage their audience's intellect and win them over. 1.3.1 The importance of logical reasoning. Logical reasoning forms the backbone of any persuasive argument. It involves presenting a series of interconnected ideas and evidence in a coherent and logical manner. By employing logos, speakers and writers can demonstrate their expertise, credibility, and the validity of their claims. Logical reasoning helps to establish a solid foundation for the argument, making it more convincing and compelling. 1.3.2 Constructing a logical argument. To effectively analyze logos, it is essential to understand the key components of constructing a logical argument. These components include premises, evidence, reasoning, and conclusions. Premises. Premises are the foundational statements upon which an argument is built. They serve as the starting point for logical reasoning and provide the basis for the subsequent evidence and conclusions. Premises can be factual statements, general principles, or assumptions that are widely accepted. Evidence. Evidence is the information or data that supports the premises and strengthens the argument. It can take various forms, such as statistics, research findings, expert opinions, or examples. The quality and relevance of the evidence play a crucial role in the persuasiveness of the argument. Strong, credible, and up-to-date evidence enhances the logical appeal of the argument. Reasoning. Reasoning is the process of connecting the premises and evidence to draw logical conclusions. It involves using logical principles, such as deduction, induction, and analogy, to establish a cause and effect relationship or to make inferences. Reasoning helps to bridge the gap between the evidence and the conclusion, making the argument more coherent and convincing. Conclusions. Conclusions are the final outcomes or claims that are derived from the premises and evidence. They represent the main point or the central idea of the argument. Conclusions should be logical and supported by the evidence and reasoning presented. A well-crafted conclusion leaves no room for ambiguity and provides a clear and compelling resolution to the argument. 1.3.3 Logical fallacies. While logos relies on logical reasoning, it is essential to be aware of logical fallacies that can undermine the strength of an argument. Logical fallacies are errors in reasoning that can mislead or deceive the audience. They can weaken the logical appeal of an argument and make it less persuasive. Some common logical fallacies include Ad hominem fallacy. This fallacy involves attacking the person making the argument instead of addressing the argument itself. It attempts to discredit the speaker's character or personal traits rather than engaging with the substance of their argument. Straw man fallacy. The straw man fallacy occurs when someone misrepresents or distorts their opponent's argument to make it easier to attack. By creating a weaker version of the argument, the speaker or writer can easily refute it, giving the illusion of victory. False cause fallacy. The false cause fallacy assumes a cause and effect relationship between two events without sufficient evidence. It attributes causation where there may only be correlation, leading to faulty reasoning. Circular reasoning. Circular reasoning occurs when the conclusion of an argument is used as one of its premises. It creates a logical loop where the argument relies on itself to prove its validity, without providing any external evidence or support. Appeal to authority. This fallacy involves relying solely on the opinion or authority of an individual or group without considering the evidence or reasoning behind their claims. It assumes that the authority's opinion is inherently correct without critically evaluating the argument. 1.3.4 Strengthening logos in persuasion. To enhance the logical appeal of an argument, there are several strategies that can be employed. Use of data and statistics. Incorporating relevant and reliable data and statistics can strengthen the logical appeal of an argument. Quantitative evidence provides a factual basis for the claims being made and adds credibility to the argument. Logical structure. Organizing the argument in a clear and logical structure helps the audience follow the line of reasoning. Presenting ideas in a sequential and coherent manner makes it easier for the audience to understand and accept the argument. Counter-arguments and rebuttals. Addressing potential counter-arguments and providing rebuttals demonstrates a thorough understanding of the topic and strengthens the logical appeal of the argument. By acknowledging opposing viewpoints and refuting them with logical reasoning, the speaker or writer can build a more persuasive case. Analogies and examples. Using analogies and examples can make complex ideas more accessible and relatable to the audience. Analogies draw parallels between different concepts, while examples provide concrete instances that support the argument. Both techniques help to clarify and reinforce the logical reasoning behind the argument. Conclusion. Analyzing logos is essential for understanding the logical appeal of persuasive arguments. By constructing a well-reasoned and evidence-based argument, speakers and writers can engage the intellect of their audience and increase the persuasiveness of their message. However, it is crucial to be aware of logical fallacies and employ strategies to strengthen the logical appeal of the argument. By mastering the art of logos, individuals can become more effective persuaders and communicators. 1.4 The power of ethos, pathos, and logos in persuasion. In the world of persuasion, there are three powerful tools that can be utilized to effectively communicate and influence others: ethos, pathos, and logos. These three elements, when used strategically, have the ability to sway opinions, change behaviors, and inspire action. Understanding the power of ethos, pathos, and logos is essential for anyone seeking to become a persuasive communicator. 1.4.1 The role of ethos in persuasion. Ethos, often referred to as credibility or ethical appeal, is the foundation of persuasive communication. It is the trust and credibility that a speaker or writer establishes with their audience. Ethos is built upon the perception of the speaker's character, expertise, and integrity. When an audience perceives a speaker as trustworthy and knowledgeable, they are more likely to be persuaded by their message. To establish ethos, it is crucial to present oneself as a credible and reliable source of information. This can be achieved through various means, such as 1.4.1.1 Demonstrating expertise. One way to enhance ethos is by showcasing expertise in the subject matter. This can be done by providing evidence of relevant qualifications, experience, or achievements. By demonstrating a deep understanding of the topic at hand, the speaker or writer can establish themselves as a credible authority, making their arguments more persuasive. 1.4.1.2 Building trustworthiness. Trustworthiness is another key aspect of ethos. It involves being honest, transparent, and reliable in one's communication. By consistently displaying integrity and ethical behavior, the speaker or writer can gain the trust of their audience. Trust is essential for persuasion, as people are more likely to be influenced by someone they perceive as trustworthy. 1.4.1.3 Using ethical appeals. Ethical appeals involve appealing to the audience's sense of morality and values. By aligning one's message with ethical principles and demonstrating a commitment to doing what is right, the speaker or writer can enhance their ethos. Ethical appeals can be particularly effective when addressing sensitive or controversial topics, as they show that the communicator is guided by a strong moral compass. 1.4.1.4 Enhancing credibility through personal branding. Personal branding plays a significant role in establishing ethos. By cultivating a positive public image and consistently delivering high-quality content, a speaker or writer can build a strong personal brand. This brand becomes associated with expertise, trustworthiness, and credibility, making the communicator more persuasive in the eyes of their audience. 1.4.2 The emotional power of pathos. Pathos, also known as emotional appeal, taps into the audience's emotions to evoke a desired response. Emotions have a profound impact on decision-making and can greatly influence how people perceive and respond to persuasive messages. By appealing to the emotions of the audience, a communicator can create a strong connection and motivate them to take action. 1.4.2.1 Understanding emotional appeals. Emotional appeals involve using language, stories, or visuals that elicit specific emotions in the audience. Different emotions can be leveraged depending on the desired outcome. For example, joy and excitement can be used to inspire enthusiasm and support, while fear and sadness can be employed to highlight the consequences of inaction. 1.4.2.2 Eliciting empathy. Empathy is a powerful emotion that can be harnessed to create a sense of connection between the communicator and the audience. By sharing relatable stories or experiences, the communicator can evoke empathy and make the audience more receptive to their message. When people feel understood and empathized with, they are more likely to be persuaded. 1.4.2.3 Creating emotional connections. Building emotional connections with the audience is crucial for effective persuasion. This can be achieved by understanding the values, beliefs, and desires of the audience and tailoring the message to resonate with their emotions. By appealing to the audience's aspirations, fears, or sense of identity, the communicator can forge a deep emotional bond that enhances the persuasive impact of their message. 1.4.2.4 Using stories and narratives. Stories have a unique ability to engage emotions and captivate an audience. By incorporating compelling narratives into their communication, a speaker or writer can evoke powerful emotions and create a memorable experience for the audience. Stories have the power to transport the audience into a different world, making them more receptive to the persuasive message embedded within the narrative. 1.4.2.5 Leveraging fear and desire. Fear and desire are two primal emotions that can be effectively utilized in persuasion. Fear can be used to highlight potential risks or negative consequences, motivating the audience to take action to avoid them. On the other hand, desire can be leveraged to create a sense of longing or aspiration, inspiring the audience to pursue a particular goal or outcome. By tapping into these emotions, a communicator can influence the audience's decision-making process. 1.4.2.6 The role of humor in emotional persuasion. Humor is a powerful tool that can be used to evoke positive emotions and create a favorable disposition towards the communicator and their message. When used appropriately, humor can make the audience more receptive and open to persuasion. It can also help to establish a connection and build rapport, making the communication more engaging and memorable. 1.4.3 The rational appeal of logos. Logos, often referred to as logical appeal, relies on reason, evidence, and logical arguments to persuade the audience. It appeals to the audience's intellect and rational thinking. Logos is particularly effective when dealing with analytical or fact-based topics, as it provides a logical framework for understanding and evaluating information. 1.4.3.1 The rational appeal of logos. Logos involves presenting well-reasoned arguments supported by credible evidence. This can include statistical data, expert opinions, research findings, or logical reasoning. By providing logical and coherent arguments, the communicator can appeal to the audience's sense of reason and logic, making their message more persuasive. 1.4.3.2 Presenting strong evidence. Strong evidence is essential for building a persuasive case. The communicator must provide credible and relevant evidence to support their claims. This can involve citing reputable sources, conducting research, or presenting data that substantiates the arguments being made. By presenting compelling evidence, the communicator can enhance the logical appeal of their message. 1.4.3.3 Using reasoning and logic. Logical reasoning involves using deductive or inductive reasoning to draw conclusions and make persuasive arguments. By presenting a logical sequence of ideas and demonstrating how they lead to a particular conclusion, the communicator can appeal to the audience's rational thinking. Logical reasoning helps to establish a clear and coherent structure for the persuasive message. 1.4.3.4 Appealing to intellectual curiosity. Intellectual curiosity can be a powerful motivator for persuasion. By presenting intriguing or thought-provoking ideas, the communicator can pique the audience's curiosity and engage their intellect. This can be done by posing questions, presenting puzzles, or challenging conventional wisdom. By appealing to the audience's desire for knowledge and understanding, the communicator can make their message more compelling. In conclusion, the power of ethos, pathos, and logos in persuasion cannot be underestimated. Ethos establishes credibility and trust, pathos appeals to emotions and creates connections, and logos appeals to reason and logic. By understanding and harnessing the power of these three elements, communicators can become more persuasive and influential in their interactions with others. 2. Building credibility with ethos. 2.1 Establishing trustworthiness. In the realm of persuasion, establishing trustworthiness is a crucial component of building credibility and effectively influencing others. Trust is the foundation upon which successful persuasion is built, as it allows individuals to feel confident in the information and arguments presented to them. When people perceive a communicator as trustworthy, they are more likely to be receptive to their message and open to being persuaded. 2.1.1 The importance of trust in persuasion. Trust is a fundamental aspect of human interaction and communication. It serves as a social glue that fosters cooperation, collaboration, and the exchange of ideas. In the context of persuasion, trust plays a pivotal role in influencing others' attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. When individuals trust a communicator, they are more inclined to accept their arguments, recommendations, and proposals. Establishing trustworthiness is particularly important when attempting to persuade an audience that may be skeptical or resistant to change. People are naturally cautious and skeptical of information that challenges their existing beliefs or requires them to take action. By building trust, persuaders can overcome this skepticism and create a receptive environment for their message. 2.1.2 Building trust through competence. One of the primary ways to establish trustworthiness is by demonstrating competence. Competence refers to the knowledge, expertise, and skills possessed by the persuader. When individuals perceive someone as competent in a particular domain, they are more likely to trust their judgment and rely on their expertise. To build trust through competence, persuaders must showcase their knowledge and expertise in a credible and convincing manner. This can be achieved through various means, such as providing evidence of relevant qualifications, sharing success stories or case studies, and referencing reputable sources or research studies. By demonstrating a deep understanding of the subject matter, persuaders can instill confidence in their audience and enhance their credibility. 2.1.3 Establishing trust through integrity. Integrity is another essential aspect of trustworthiness. It encompasses honesty, transparency, and ethical behavior. When individuals perceive a persuader as having high integrity, they are more likely to trust their intentions and believe that they have their best interests at heart. To establish trust through integrity, persuaders must consistently act in an ethical and transparent manner. This involves being honest about any potential biases or conflicts of interest, acknowledging limitations or weaknesses in their arguments, and avoiding deceptive or manipulative tactics. By being open and transparent, persuaders can build a reputation for integrity and foster trust with their audience. 2.1.4 Establishing trust through reliability. Reliability is another crucial factor in establishing trustworthiness. When individuals perceive a persuader as reliable, they believe that they can depend on them to deliver on their promises and follow through on their commitments. Reliability builds confidence and reassurance in the persuader's ability to fulfill their obligations. To establish trust through reliability, persuaders must consistently demonstrate consistency and dependability in their actions. This involves delivering on promises, meeting deadlines, and being accountable for their words and actions. By consistently demonstrating reliability, persuaders can instill a sense of trust and reliability in their audience. 2.1.5 Establishing trust through empathy. Empathy is a powerful tool for building trust in persuasion. When individuals perceive a persuader as empathetic, they believe that the persuader understands and cares about their needs, concerns, and emotions. Empathy creates a connection and fosters a sense of rapport between the persuader and the audience. To establish trust through empathy, persuaders must actively listen to their audience, demonstrate understanding and validation of their emotions, and show genuine concern for their well-being. By displaying empathy, persuaders can create a safe and supportive environment that encourages open dialogue and trust. 2.1.6 Establishing trust through social proof. Social proof is a psychological phenomenon that suggests people are more likely to trust and follow the actions of others, especially those they perceive as similar to themselves. By leveraging social proof, persuaders can establish trust by demonstrating that others have already accepted and benefited from their message or proposal. To establish trust through social proof, persuaders can provide testimonials, case studies, or success stories from individuals or groups who have already embraced their ideas or recommendations. By showcasing the positive experiences of others, persuaders can build credibility and trust with their audience. 2.1.7 Conclusion. Establishing trustworthiness is a critical step in the art of persuasion. By building trust through competence, integrity, reliability, empathy, and social proof, persuaders can create a foundation of credibility that enhances their ability to influence others. Trust is the bridge that connects the persuader and the audience, allowing for the effective exchange of ideas and the successful achievement of persuasive goals. 2.2 Demonstrating expertise. Demonstrating expertise is a crucial aspect of building credibility and persuading others. When you are seen as an expert in your field, people are more likely to trust your opinions and be influenced by your arguments. In this section, we will explore various strategies and techniques that can help you effectively demonstrate your expertise and establish yourself as a credible authority. 2.2.1 Knowledge and experience. One of the most fundamental ways to demonstrate expertise is through your knowledge and experience in a particular subject. People are more likely to trust and respect individuals who have a deep understanding of the topic they are discussing. Therefore, it is essential to continuously expand your knowledge and stay up to date with the latest developments in your field. To demonstrate your expertise, you can share relevant facts, statistics, and research findings that support your arguments. Providing concrete evidence not only strengthens your credibility but also helps to persuade others by appealing to their logical reasoning. Additionally, sharing personal anecdotes and experiences can further enhance your credibility, as it shows that you have practical knowledge and first-hand experience in the subject matter. 2.2.2 Professional qualifications and credentials. Another effective way to demonstrate expertise is by highlighting your professional qualifications and credentials. These can include degrees, certifications, licenses, and any other recognized achievements in your field. Displaying your qualifications not only showcases your dedication and commitment to your profession but also provides tangible evidence of your expertise. When presenting your qualifications, it is important to do so in a humble and confident manner. Instead of boasting about your achievements, focus on how your qualifications have equipped you with the necessary skills and knowledge to address the topic at hand. By doing so, you can establish yourself as a credible authority without coming across as arrogant or self-centered. 2.2.3 Research and Publications. Engaging in research and publishing your findings is an excellent way to demonstrate expertise and establish yourself as a thought leader in your field. Conducting thorough research shows that you are committed to staying informed and contributing to the advancement of knowledge in your area of expertise. It also provides you with valuable insights and data that can be used to support your arguments and persuade others. Publishing your research findings in reputable journals, books, or online platforms can significantly enhance your credibility. It demonstrates that your work has undergone a rigorous review process and has been recognized by experts in your field. Additionally, sharing your publications with your audience can help them understand the depth of your expertise and the value you bring to the table. 2.2.4 Speaking engagements and presentations. Public speaking engagements and presentations offer a platform to showcase your expertise and engage with a wider audience. By delivering well-prepared and informative speeches, you can demonstrate your knowledge, articulate your ideas clearly, and engage with your listeners. Speaking confidently and passionately about your subject matter can captivate your audience and leave a lasting impression. When preparing for a speaking engagement, it is essential to tailor your content to the specific needs and interests of your audience. By understanding their background and expectations, you can deliver a presentation that resonates with them and addresses their concerns. Incorporating real-life examples, case studies, and practical applications of your expertise can make your presentation more relatable and persuasive. 2.2.5 Testimonials and recommendations. Testimonials and recommendations from satisfied clients, colleagues, or industry experts can be powerful tools for demonstrating expertise. Positive feedback and endorsements from others serve as social proof, indicating that you have successfully applied your knowledge and skills to achieve desirable outcomes. Testimonials can be displayed on your website, included in your presentations, or shared through social media platforms. To gather testimonials, it is important to build strong relationships with your clients and colleagues. Providing exceptional service, delivering on your promises, and consistently exceeding expectations can lead to positive feedback and recommendations. Additionally, actively seeking feedback from your clients and incorporating their suggestions into your work can further enhance your credibility and expertise. 2.2.6 Continuous learning and growth. Demonstrating expertise is an ongoing process that requires continuous learning and growth. As new information and advancements emerge in your field, it is crucial to stay updated and adapt your knowledge and skills accordingly. Engaging in professional development activities such as attending conferences, workshops, and seminars can help you stay at the forefront of your industry. By demonstrating a commitment to lifelong learning, you not only enhance your expertise but also inspire others to trust and follow your lead. Emphasize the importance of staying curious, seeking new knowledge, and embracing change. This mindset will not only strengthen your credibility but also position you as a credible authority who is always striving for excellence. In conclusion, demonstrating expertise is a vital component of building credibility and persuading others. By showcasing your knowledge, experience, qualifications, research, speaking engagements, testimonials, and commitment to continuous learning, you can establish yourself as a credible authority in your field. Remember, credibility is earned through consistent effort, ethical conduct, and a genuine passion for your subject matter. 2.3 Using ethical appeals. Ethical appeals, also known as appeals to ethics or moral appeals, are persuasive techniques that aim to convince an audience by appealing to their sense of right and wrong. These appeals rely on the principles of fairness, justice, and moral values to influence the audience's beliefs and actions. By presenting arguments that align with ethical standards, speakers or writers can establish credibility, build trust, and create a strong connection with their audience. 2.3.1 The importance of ethical appeals. Ethical appeals play a crucial role in persuasion because they tap into the fundamental values and beliefs that guide human behavior. When individuals are presented with arguments that align with their ethical principles, they are more likely to be receptive and open to persuasion. Ethical appeals not only help to establish the credibility of the speaker or writer but also create a sense of shared values and common ground with the audience. 2.3.2 Appealing to shared values. One effective way to use ethical appeals is by appealing to shared values. By identifying and highlighting values that are widely accepted within a particular community or society, speakers or writers can create a sense of unity and agreement. For example, if the audience values honesty and integrity, the speaker can emphasize these values in their arguments to gain the audience's trust and support. 2.3.3 Demonstrating integrity and trustworthiness. Ethical appeals are closely tied to the credibility and trustworthiness of the speaker or writer. To effectively use ethical appeals, it is essential to demonstrate integrity and honesty in both words and actions. By consistently acting in accordance with ethical principles, speakers or writers can establish themselves as trustworthy individuals, making their arguments more persuasive. 2.3.4 Providing evidence of ethical behavior. To strengthen ethical appeals, it is important to provide evidence of ethical behavior. This can be done by sharing personal stories or examples that demonstrate a commitment to ethical values. By showcasing real-life instances where ethical decisions were made, speakers or writers can enhance their credibility and convince the audience that their arguments are grounded in ethical principles. 2.3.5 Addressing counterarguments ethically. When using ethical appeals, it is crucial to address counterarguments in an ethical manner. Instead of dismissing opposing viewpoints or attacking those who hold them, speakers or writers should engage in respectful and constructive dialogue. By acknowledging and addressing counterarguments with empathy and understanding, they can demonstrate their commitment to ethical communication and increase the likelihood of persuading the audience. 2.3.6 Promoting social responsibility. Ethical appeals can also be used to promote social responsibility and encourage positive change. By highlighting the potential benefits of adopting ethical behaviors or supporting ethical causes, speakers or writers can inspire the audience to take action. This can include advocating for environmental sustainability, promoting social justice, or encouraging ethical business practices. By appealing to the audience's sense of responsibility and moral duty, speakers or writers can motivate them to make ethical choices. 2.3.7 Avoiding manipulation and deception. While ethical appeals can be powerful persuasive tools, it is important to use them responsibly and avoid manipulation or deception. Ethical appeals should be based on genuine ethical principles and should not be used to manipulate or deceive the audience. Speakers or writers should always strive for transparency and honesty in their communication, ensuring that their ethical appeals are grounded in truth and integrity. 2.3.8 Balancing ethical appeals with other persuasive techniques. Ethical appeals are most effective when used in conjunction with other persuasive techniques, such as logical reasoning and emotional appeals. By combining ethical appeals with logical arguments and emotional connections, speakers or writers can create a well-rounded and compelling persuasive message. This balanced approach allows them to appeal to the audience's intellect, emotions, and ethical values, increasing the likelihood of persuasion. In conclusion, ethical appeals are powerful tools in persuasion that rely on appealing to the audience's sense of right and wrong. By aligning arguments with ethical principles, speakers or writers can establish credibility, build trust, and create a strong connection with their audience. However, it is important to use ethical appeals responsibly, avoiding manipulation and deception, and balancing them with other persuasive techniques for maximum effectiveness. 2.4 Enhancing credibility through personal branding. In the world of persuasion, credibility is key. Without credibility, it becomes difficult to convince others to trust your message or take action based on your recommendations. One powerful way to enhance your credibility is through personal branding. Personal branding allows you to establish yourself as an authority in your field, build trust with your audience, and ultimately increase your persuasive influence. 2.4.1 Defining personal branding. Personal branding is the process of intentionally crafting and managing your public image and reputation. It involves showcasing your unique qualities, expertise, and values to differentiate yourself from others in your industry. Personal branding is not about creating a false persona or pretending to be someone you're not. Instead, it is about authentically representing yourself and your professional identity to build trust and credibility. 2.4.2 Building a strong personal brand. To enhance your credibility through personal branding, it is important to focus on several key elements. 2.4.2.1 Authenticity. Authenticity is the foundation of a strong personal brand. It means being true to yourself, your values, and your expertise. When you are authentic, people can sense your genuine passion and commitment, which builds trust and credibility. Avoid trying to imitate others or presenting a false image. Instead, embrace your unique qualities and let them shine through in your personal brand. 2.4.2.2 Consistency. Consistency is crucial in personal branding. It means presenting a cohesive and unified image across all platforms and interactions. Consistency helps to reinforce your message and build recognition. Ensure that your personal brand is consistent in terms of your values, messaging, visual identity, and tone of voice. This consistency will help to establish your credibility and make you more memorable to your audience. 2.4.2.3 Expertise. Demonstrating expertise is a key aspect of personal branding. It involves showcasing your knowledge, skills, and experience in your field. Position yourself as an authority by sharing valuable insights, providing solutions to common problems, and staying up to date with the latest industry trends. By consistently demonstrating your expertise, you will enhance your credibility and become a trusted source of information. 2.4.2.4 Professionalism. Maintaining a high level of professionalism is essential in personal branding. It means conducting yourself in a manner that reflects positively on your brand. This includes being punctual, reliable, and respectful in all your interactions. Professionalism also extends to your online presence, such as your website, social media profiles, and email communications. By upholding professional standards, you will enhance your credibility and build trust with your audience. 2.4.3 Leveraging personal branding for persuasion. Once you have established a strong personal brand, you can leverage it to enhance your persuasive influence. Here are some strategies to consider. 2.4.3.1 Storytelling. Storytelling is a powerful tool for persuasion, and it can be used to reinforce your personal brand. Share stories that highlight your expertise, values, and experiences. These stories should resonate with your audience and demonstrate how your personal brand aligns with their needs and aspirations. By using storytelling effectively, you can create an emotional connection with your audience and further enhance your credibility. 2.4.3.2 Thought Leadership. Positioning yourself as a thought leader in your industry is an effective way to enhance your credibility. Share your unique insights, opinions, and perspectives on relevant topics. This can be done through blog posts, articles, podcasts, or speaking engagements. By consistently providing valuable and thought-provoking content, you will establish yourself as an authority and gain the trust and respect of your audience. 2.4.3.3 Social Proof. Social proof is a psychological phenomenon where people look to others for guidance on how to behave or make decisions. Leverage social proof by showcasing testimonials, endorsements, and case studies that highlight the positive experiences others have had with your personal brand. This social proof serves as evidence of your credibility and can significantly influence others' perception of you. 2.4.3.4 Networking and Collaboration. Building relationships with other professionals in your industry can also enhance your personal brand and credibility. Attend industry events, join professional organizations, and actively engage with others in your field. Collaborate on projects, contribute to discussions, and share knowledge. By networking and collaborating, you can leverage the credibility of others and enhance your own reputation. 2.4.4 Maintaining and evolving your personal brand. Personal branding is an ongoing process that requires continuous effort and adaptation. As you grow and evolve in your career, it is important to regularly assess and refine your personal brand. Stay up to date with industry trends, seek feedback from your audience, and be open to making adjustments as needed. By consistently maintaining and evolving your personal brand, you will continue to enhance your credibility and persuasive influence. In conclusion, personal branding is a powerful tool for enhancing credibility in persuasion. By authentically representing yourself, demonstrating expertise, maintaining professionalism, and leveraging storytelling and thought leadership, you can establish a strong personal brand that enhances your persuasive influence. Remember to consistently maintain and evolve your personal brand to stay relevant and credible in your field. 3. Appealing to emotions with pathos. 3.1 Understanding emotional appeals. Emotional appeals, also known as pathos, are a powerful tool in persuasion. They tap into the emotions of the audience, evoking feelings that can influence their thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Understanding how to effectively use emotional appeals can greatly enhance your persuasive abilities and help you connect with your audience on a deeper level. The power of emotions in persuasion. Emotions play a significant role in decision-making and behavior. They can motivate people to take action, shape their perceptions, and influence their attitudes. When used strategically, emotional appeals can create a strong connection between the speaker and the audience, making the message more memorable and impactful. Identifying and understanding emotions. To effectively use emotional appeals, it is crucial to identify and understand the emotions that are most relevant to your audience. Different emotions can be triggered by different situations, experiences, and values. By understanding the emotions that resonate with your audience, you can tailor your message to elicit the desired emotional response. Eliciting empathy. One of the most powerful emotional appeals is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. When you can make your audience feel understood and relate to their experiences, you create a sense of connection and trust. This connection allows you to influence their thoughts and actions more effectively. To elicit empathy, it is important to tell stories or provide examples that evoke emotions related to the experiences of your audience. By sharing personal anecdotes or narratives that highlight common struggles or challenges, you can create a shared emotional experience that resonates with your listeners. Creating emotional connections. Building emotional connections with your audience is essential for effective persuasion. Emotional connections are formed when the audience feels a sense of familiarity, trust, and shared values with the speaker. To create these connections, it is important to understand the values and beliefs of your audience and align your message with those values. Using language that evokes emotions and speaks to the values of your audience can help create emotional connections. For example, if your audience values family, using language that emphasizes the importance of family and the impact of your message on their loved ones can create a strong emotional connection. Using stories and narratives. Stories and narratives are powerful tools for emotional persuasion. They have the ability to engage the audience's imagination, evoke emotions, and make the message more relatable and memorable. When crafting your persuasive message, consider incorporating stories or narratives that illustrate the impact of your message on real people or situations. Stories can be used to create emotional connections, elicit empathy, and provide vivid examples of the desired outcome. By painting a picture with words and engaging the audience's senses, you can make your message more compelling and persuasive. Leveraging fear and desire. Fear and desire are two powerful emotions that can be used to persuade. Fear appeals can be effective in motivating action by highlighting the potential negative consequences of not taking the desired action. However, it is important to use fear appeals ethically and responsibly, ensuring that the fear is justified and that a solution or action is provided. Desire appeals, on the other hand, tap into the audience's aspirations, dreams, and wants. By highlighting the benefits and positive outcomes of taking the desired action, you can create a sense of desire and motivation in your audience. However, it is important to ensure that the desires being appealed to are aligned with the values and goals of your audience. The role of humor in emotional persuasion. Humor can be a powerful tool in emotional persuasion. When used appropriately, humor can create a positive emotional state, enhance likability, and make the message more memorable. Humor can also help to break down barriers and create a sense of connection with the audience. However, it is important to use humor with caution. Different people have different senses of humor, and what may be funny to one person may not be funny to another. It is important to consider the cultural and social context of your audience and ensure that the humor is appropriate and relevant to the message. In conclusion, emotional appeals are a vital component of persuasive communication. By understanding and harnessing the power of emotions, you can create a strong connection with your audience, evoke empathy, and motivate them to take the desired action. Whether through storytelling, leveraging fear and desire, or using humor, emotional appeals can greatly enhance your persuasive abilities and make your message more impactful. 3.2 Eliciting empathy. Empathy is a powerful tool in persuasion. It allows us to connect with others on an emotional level, understand their experiences, and create a sense of shared understanding. When we elicit empathy in our audience, we can tap into their emotions and motivate them to take action. In this section, we will explore various techniques to elicit empathy and enhance the persuasive impact of our message. 3.2.1 Understanding empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It goes beyond sympathy, which is merely feeling sorry for someone. Empathy involves putting ourselves in someone else's shoes, experiencing their emotions, and showing genuine care and understanding. When we elicit empathy in our audience, we create a connection that can lead to increased trust, engagement, and receptiveness to our message. 3.2.2 Telling personal stories. One of the most effective ways to elicit empathy is through storytelling. Personal stories have a unique ability to engage our emotions and make us feel connected to the storyteller. By sharing our own experiences or the experiences of others, we can create a sense of empathy in our audience. When crafting a persuasive message, consider incorporating personal anecdotes that evoke emotions related to the topic at hand. These stories should be relatable, authentic, and relevant to the audience's experiences. 3.2.3 Using vivid language. To elicit empathy, it is important to use vivid and descriptive language that paints a clear picture in the minds of your audience. By using sensory details and evocative words, you can help your audience visualize the situation and feel the emotions associated with it. For example, instead of saying, "Many people struggle with poverty," you could say, "Imagine a young child going to bed hungry, with no warm blankets to comfort them on a cold winter night." By using vivid language, you can create a more emotional impact and elicit empathy from your audience. 3.2.4 Showing vulnerability. Another way to elicit empathy is by showing vulnerability. When we open up and share our own struggles, fears, or challenges, we create a sense of authenticity and relatability. This vulnerability allows others to see us as human beings with emotions and imperfections, making it easier for them to empathize with us. However, it is important to strike a balance and not overshare or manipulate emotions for personal gain. Genuine vulnerability can create a deeper connection and increase the persuasive impact of our message. 3.2.5 Using visuals and imagery. Visuals and imagery can be powerful tools to elicit empathy. By using photographs, videos, or other visual aids, we can create a visual representation of the emotions we want to evoke. For example, if you are advocating for animal rights, showing images of mistreated animals can elicit empathy and motivate your audience to take action. However, it is important to use visuals responsibly and ensure that they are relevant, respectful, and appropriate for your audience. 3.2.6 Appealing to shared values. To elicit empathy, it is crucial to appeal to shared values. When we highlight values that are important to our audience, we create a common ground and increase the likelihood of empathy. For example, if you are advocating for environmental conservation, you can appeal to the value of preserving nature for future generations. By framing your message in a way that aligns with your audience's values, you can elicit empathy and motivate them to support your cause. 3.2.7 Practicing active listening. Active listening is an essential skill for eliciting empathy. When we truly listen to others, we show them that their thoughts, feelings, and experiences are valued. By giving our full attention, maintaining eye contact, and providing verbal and nonverbal cues of understanding, we can create a safe space for others to express themselves. Active listening allows us to understand the emotions and perspectives of our audience, enabling us to tailor our message and elicit empathy effectively. 3.2.8 Demonstrating empathy. To elicit empathy, we must also demonstrate empathy ourselves. By showing genuine care, understanding, and compassion towards others, we create a positive and empathetic environment. This can be done through verbal affirmations, such as acknowledging and validating the emotions of others, as well as through nonverbal cues, such as nodding, smiling, and maintaining an open body posture. When we demonstrate empathy, we create a reciprocal relationship where others are more likely to empathize with us in return. 3.2.9 Avoiding manipulation. While eliciting empathy is a powerful persuasive technique, it is important to use it ethically and responsibly. Avoid manipulating emotions or exploiting vulnerable individuals for personal gain. Instead, focus on creating genuine connections and fostering understanding. When empathy is used authentically, it can lead to positive outcomes and meaningful change. In conclusion, eliciting empathy is a crucial aspect of persuasive communication. By understanding the emotions of our audience, using storytelling, vivid language, and visuals, appealing to shared values, practicing active listening, and demonstrating empathy ourselves, we can create a powerful connection that motivates others to take action. However, it is important to use empathy ethically and responsibly, avoiding manipulation and focusing on genuine understanding and connection. 3.3 Creating emotional connections. Emotions play a significant role in persuasion. They have the power to influence our thoughts, decisions, and actions. When used effectively, emotional appeals can create strong connections with the audience, making them more receptive to our message. In this section, we will explore various strategies for creating emotional connections and harnessing the power of pathos in persuasion. 3.3.1 Understanding emotional appeals. Before we delve into creating emotional connections, it is essential to understand the concept of emotional appeals. Emotional appeals are persuasive techniques that aim to evoke specific emotions in the audience. These emotions can range from joy and excitement to fear and sadness, depending on the desired outcome. Emotional appeals work by tapping into the audience's values, desires, and fears. By understanding what motivates and moves them, we can tailor our message to resonate on an emotional level. This connection allows us to establish a deeper bond with the audience, making them more likely to be persuaded by our arguments. 3.3.2 Eliciting empathy. One powerful way to create emotional connections is by eliciting empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. When we can make the audience feel what others are experiencing, we can evoke a sense of compassion and understanding. To elicit empathy, we can use storytelling techniques that highlight the struggles, challenges, or triumphs of individuals or groups. By presenting real-life examples or relatable scenarios, we can make the audience connect emotionally with the characters or situations. This emotional connection can then be used to support our persuasive arguments and drive the desired action. 3.3.3 Using stories and narratives. Stories have a unique power to captivate and engage an audience. They have been used for centuries to convey messages, teach lessons, and inspire action. When used in persuasion, stories can create emotional connections by appealing to the audience's imagination and emotions. When crafting stories for persuasion, it is crucial to consider the audience's values, beliefs, and experiences. By incorporating relatable characters, compelling narratives, and vivid descriptions, we can transport the audience into the story and make them emotionally invested. This emotional investment increases the likelihood of them being persuaded by the message conveyed through the story. 3.3.4 Leveraging fear and desire. Fear and desire are two powerful emotions that can be leveraged in persuasion. While they may seem like opposite emotions, both can be used to create emotional connections and drive action. Fear appeals can be effective in persuading the audience to take action by highlighting potential negative consequences or risks. By presenting a problem or threat and offering a solution, we can tap into the audience's fear and motivate them to act in a certain way. However, it is essential to strike a balance and avoid using fear appeals that are manipulative or overly exaggerated. On the other hand, desire appeals focus on the positive outcomes or benefits that can be achieved by taking a specific action. By highlighting the rewards, success stories, or personal fulfillment associated with the desired action, we can tap into the audience's aspirations and dreams. This emotional connection can inspire them to take the desired action and align their behavior with our persuasive message. 3.3.5 The role of humor in emotional persuasion. Humor is a powerful tool that can create emotional connections and make the audience more receptive to our message. When used appropriately, humor can break down barriers, build rapport, and create a positive emotional state. Humor can be used to lighten the mood, grab attention, and make complex or dry topics more relatable. By incorporating humor into our persuasive communication, we can engage the audience and make them more open to our message. However, it is crucial to use humor judiciously and consider the cultural context and sensitivities of the audience to avoid offending or alienating them. In conclusion, creating emotional connections is a vital aspect of persuasive communication. By understanding emotional appeals, eliciting empathy, using stories and narratives, leveraging fear and desire, and incorporating humor, we can establish a strong emotional bond with the audience. This emotional connection increases the likelihood of them being persuaded by our message and taking the desired action. However, it is essential to use emotional appeals ethically and responsibly, respecting the autonomy and individual choice of the audience. 3.4 Using stories and narratives. Stories and narratives have a profound impact on human beings. They have the power to captivate our attention, evoke emotions, and influence our beliefs and actions. When it comes to persuasion, incorporating stories and narratives can be an incredibly effective tool. By weaving a compelling narrative, you can engage your audience on an emotional level, making your message more memorable and persuasive. The power of storytelling. Storytelling is an ancient art form that has been used for centuries to convey messages, teach lessons, and entertain. From the earliest cave paintings to the modern-day blockbuster movies, stories have always held a special place in human culture. This is because stories have a unique ability to transport us to different worlds, evoke emotions, and create connections between people. When it comes to persuasion, stories can be a powerful tool because they engage both the logical and emotional aspects of our brains. By presenting information in the form of a story, you can make it more relatable and memorable. Stories have the ability to tap into our emotions, making us more receptive to the message being conveyed. They can also help to simplify complex ideas and make them more accessible to a wider audience. Creating a compelling narrative. To effectively use stories and narratives in persuasion, it is important to create a compelling narrative that resonates with your audience. Here are some key elements to consider when crafting your narrative. 1. Character development. A well-developed character can make your story more relatable and engaging. By creating a protagonist that your audience can identify with, you can draw them into the narrative and make them emotionally invested in the outcome. The character should face challenges and obstacles that mirror the struggles of your audience, allowing them to see themselves in the story. 2. Conflict and resolution. Every good story needs conflict and resolution. By introducing a problem or challenge that your audience can relate to, you can create tension and suspense. The resolution of the conflict should align with the message you are trying to convey, showing how your product, idea, or argument can help overcome the challenges presented. 3. Emotional appeal. Emotions play a crucial role in persuasion, and stories are an excellent way to tap into the emotional aspect of your audience's decision-making process. By incorporating emotional elements such as joy, sadness, fear, or hope, you can create a deeper connection with your audience. This emotional resonance can make your message more memorable and influential. 4. Authenticity and relevance. To make your story more impactful, it is important to make it authentic and relevant to your audience. Use real-life examples, personal anecdotes, or case studies to illustrate your points. This will help your audience see the practical application of your message and make it more relatable to their own lives. The role of narratives in different contexts. Stories and narratives can be used effectively in various contexts to persuade and influence others. Here are a few examples of how narratives can be applied in different settings. 1. Advertising and marketing. In the world of advertising and marketing, storytelling is a common technique used to engage consumers and promote products or services. By creating narratives that highlight the benefits and features of a product, advertisers can make a more compelling case for why consumers should choose their brand. These narratives often tap into the emotions and desires of the target audience, creating a strong connection and influencing purchasing decisions. 2. Public speaking and presentations. When delivering a speech or presentation, incorporating stories and narratives can help to capture the attention of the audience and make your message more memorable. By sharing personal experiences or using examples from real-life situations, you can make your content more relatable and engaging. This can help to build rapport with your audience and increase the likelihood that they will be persuaded by your message. 3. Education and training. In educational settings, stories and narratives can be used to enhance learning and retention. By presenting information in the form of a story, educators can make complex concepts more accessible and relatable to students. Stories can also help to create a context for learning, making it easier for students to understand and apply the information being taught. 4. Personal relationships. Stories and narratives play a significant role in personal relationships as well. Sharing personal stories and experiences can help to build trust, create emotional connections, and deepen relationships. By using narratives to convey your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, you can better communicate with others and influence their perceptions and behaviors. Conclusion. Incorporating stories and narratives into your persuasive efforts can greatly enhance your ability to influence and persuade others. By creating a compelling narrative that engages both the logical and emotional aspects of your audience's thinking, you can make your message more memorable, relatable, and persuasive. Whether in advertising, public speaking, education, or personal relationships, the power of storytelling should not be underestimated. So, harness the power of stories and narratives to effectively persuade and inspire others. 3.5 Leveraging fear and desire. Fear and desire are powerful emotions that can be harnessed to persuade and influence others. In the realm of persuasion, understanding how to leverage these emotions effectively can greatly enhance the impact of your message. This section will explore the role of fear and desire in persuasion and provide strategies for utilizing them ethically and effectively. The power of fear. Fear is a primal emotion that has been deeply ingrained in human psychology throughout evolution. It is a survival mechanism that alerts us to potential threats and motivates us to take action. When used strategically, fear can be a powerful tool for persuasion. One way to leverage fear is by highlighting the negative consequences of not taking a desired action. By emphasizing the potential risks or dangers associated with inaction, you can create a sense of urgency and motivate your audience to act. For example, in a marketing campaign for a home security system, you might emphasize the rising crime rates in the area and the potential risks of leaving one's home unprotected. However, it is important to strike a balance when using fear in persuasion. Excessive fear can overwhelm and paralyze individuals, leading to inaction or avoidance. Therefore, it is crucial to provide a clear and attainable solution to alleviate the fear you have evoked. By offering a solution or a way to mitigate the perceived threat, you can empower your audience to take action and overcome their fears. Appealing to desire. Desire is another powerful emotion that can be leveraged in persuasion. It is the longing or craving for something that we believe will bring us pleasure, satisfaction, or fulfillment. By tapping into people's desires, you can create a strong motivation for them to take the desired action. One way to appeal to desire is by highlighting the benefits and rewards that come with taking a particular action. By painting a vivid picture of the positive outcomes and the personal gains that can be achieved, you can create a sense of anticipation and excitement. For example, in a marketing campaign for a luxury vacation package, you might emphasize the breathtaking destinations, the luxurious accommodations, and the unforgettable experiences that await those who book the package. It is important to note that desires can vary greatly among individuals. What one person desires may not resonate with another. Therefore, it is crucial to understand your audience and tailor your message to their specific desires and aspirations. By aligning your message with their personal values and goals, you can create a stronger emotional connection and increase the likelihood of persuasion. Ethical considerations. While fear and desire can be powerful tools for persuasion, it is essential to use them ethically and responsibly. Manipulating or exploiting these emotions for personal gain is not only unethical but can also damage your credibility and trustworthiness. When leveraging fear, it is important to ensure that the threat or risk you are highlighting is genuine and supported by evidence. Exaggerating or fabricating fear-inducing scenarios can lead to misinformation and unnecessary panic. By providing accurate information and presenting a balanced view of a situation, you can maintain your credibility and build trust with your audience. Similarly, when appealing to desire, it is important to be transparent and honest about the benefits and rewards you are promoting. Misrepresenting or exaggerating the potential outcomes can lead to disappointment and disillusionment. By setting realistic expectations and delivering on your promises, you can establish a reputation for integrity and build long-term relationships with your audience. Strategies for leveraging fear and desire. To effectively leverage fear and desire in persuasion, consider the following strategies. Understand your audience. Conduct research to gain insights into the fears and desires of your target audience. This will help you tailor your message to resonate with their specific emotions and motivations. Use storytelling. Narratives and stories can be powerful tools for evoking emotions. Craft compelling stories that tap into your audience's fears and desires, and demonstrate how taking the desired action can lead to positive outcomes or avoid negative consequences. Provide evidence. Back up your claims with credible evidence and data. This will enhance your credibility and make your message more persuasive. Offer solutions. When leveraging fear, provide clear and actionable solutions to alleviate the perceived threat. When appealing to desire, offer a clear path to achieving the desired outcome. Use visuals. Visuals can enhance the emotional impact of your message. Incorporate images or videos that evoke fear or desire and support your persuasive arguments. Testimonials and social proof. Highlight testimonials or examples of others who have taken the desired action and experienced positive outcomes. This can create a sense of social proof and increase the perceived benefits of taking action. By understanding the power of fear and desire and employing ethical strategies to leverage them, you can significantly enhance the effectiveness of your persuasive efforts. Remember to always consider the well-being and autonomy of your audience and strive to create a positive and empowering experience. 3.6 The role of humor in emotional persuasion. Humor is a powerful tool in the art of persuasion. It has the ability to captivate an audience, create emotional connections, and enhance the overall effectiveness of a persuasive message. When used appropriately, humor can elicit positive emotions, build rapport, and make the audience more receptive to the persuasive message being conveyed. 3.6.1 The power of laughter. Laughter is a universal language that transcends cultural and linguistic barriers. It has the ability to bring people together, break down barriers, and create a sense of camaraderie. When humor is incorporated into persuasive communication, it can make the message more relatable and memorable. Humor has the power to grab the attention of the audience and make them more engaged with the content being presented. It can serve as a hook that draws the audience in and keeps them interested throughout the persuasive discourse. By infusing humor into the message, the speaker or writer can create a positive and enjoyable experience for the audience, making them more likely to be persuaded by the arguments being presented. 3.6.2 Creating emotional connections. Humor has a unique ability to evoke emotions and create emotional connections with the audience. When people laugh, they experience a release of endorphins, which are neurotransmitters that promote feelings of pleasure and happiness. By incorporating humor into persuasive communication, the speaker or writer can tap into these positive emotions and create a more favorable emotional state in the audience. When the audience is in a positive emotional state, they are more likely to be open-minded and receptive to new ideas. This makes them more susceptible to persuasion. By using humor strategically, the speaker or writer can create a bond with the audience, establish a sense of trust, and make the persuasive message more persuasive. 3.6.3 Enhancing memorability. Humor has a unique ability to make information more memorable. When people laugh, they are more likely to remember the content that elicited the laughter. This is because humor activates multiple areas of the brain, including those responsible for memory encoding and retrieval. By incorporating humor into persuasive communication, the speaker or writer can make the message more memorable and increase the chances of it being retained by the audience. This is particularly important in situations where the persuasive message needs to be recalled at a later time, such as in advertising or public speaking. 3.6.4 Appropriateness and timing. While humor can be a powerful tool in persuasion, it is important to use it appropriately and consider the timing of its delivery. Humor that is offensive, inappropriate, or insensitive can have a negative impact on the persuasive message and alienate the audience. It is crucial to understand the audience and their cultural background, values, and beliefs when incorporating humor into persuasive communication. What may be funny to one person or group may not be funny to another. It is important to strike a balance between humor and respect for the audience's sensibilities. Timing is also crucial when using humor in persuasion. Humor should be used strategically to enhance the persuasive message, rather than distract from it. It should be integrated seamlessly into the discourse, complementing the arguments being presented rather than overshadowing them. 3.6.5 Types of humor in persuasion. There are various types of humor that can be used in persuasive communication, each with its own unique effects and benefits. Some common types of humor include wit and wordplay. This type of humor involves clever and humorous use of language, such as puns, double entendre, and wordplay. It can add a touch of intellectual humor to the persuasive message and engage the audience's cognitive abilities. Satire and parody. Satire and parody involve using humor to criticize or mock a particular subject or idea. This type of humor can be effective in challenging existing beliefs and attitudes, and encouraging the audience to reconsider their perspectives. Self-deprecating humor. Self-deprecating humor involves making fun of oneself or acknowledging one's own flaws and shortcomings. This type of humor can create a sense of authenticity and relatability, making the speaker or writer more likable and trustworthy. Observational humor. Observational humor involves making humorous observations about everyday situations or human behavior. This type of humor can resonate with the audience's own experiences and make the persuasive message more relatable. Irony and sarcasm. Irony and sarcasm involve saying the opposite of what is meant, often with a humorous or mocking tone. This type of humor can be effective in highlighting contradictions or absurdities in the arguments being presented. 3.6.6 Conclusion. Humor is a powerful tool in emotional persuasion. When used appropriately and strategically, it can captivate an audience, create emotional connections, enhance memorability, and make the persuasive message more persuasive. However, it is important to use humor with caution, considering the appropriateness and timing of its delivery. By understanding the audience and incorporating the right type of humor, speakers and writers can harness the power of laughter to effectively persuade and influence others. 4. Utilizing logic with logos. 4.1 The rational appeal of logos. In the realm of persuasion, logos refers to the use of logical reasoning and evidence to support an argument or claim. It is the appeal to reason and rationality, aiming to convince the audience through the use of facts, statistics, and logical deductions. While ethos and pathos appeal to the emotions and credibility of the speaker, logos relies on the power of logic and evidence to persuade. 4.1.1 The role of logic in persuasion. Logic plays a fundamental role in persuasion as it provides a solid foundation for constructing arguments and presenting ideas. By employing logical reasoning, individuals can effectively communicate their thoughts and convince others of the validity of their claims. Logos allows for a systematic and structured approach to persuasion, ensuring that arguments are grounded in sound reasoning. 4.1.2 The power of evidence. One of the key elements of logos is the use of evidence to support claims. Evidence can take various forms, including scientific research, expert opinions, case studies, and historical data. By presenting credible evidence, persuaders can strengthen their arguments and increase their chances of convincing the audience. The quality and relevance of the evidence are crucial in establishing the credibility of the argument. 4.1.3 Logical reasoning and deductive arguments. Logical reasoning involves the use of deductive and inductive arguments to support a claim. Deductive reasoning starts with a general premise and uses logical steps to arrive at a specific conclusion. It follows a top-down approach, where the conclusion is derived from the premises. This type of reasoning is often used in mathematics and formal logic. Inductive reasoning, on the other hand, starts with specific observations or evidence and uses them to make generalizations or predictions. It follows a bottom-up approach, where the conclusion is based on the evidence. Inductive reasoning is commonly used in scientific research and everyday decision-making. 4.1.4 The importance of logical fallacies. Understanding logical fallacies is crucial for both persuaders and the audience. Logical fallacies are errors in reasoning that can undermine the credibility and effectiveness of an argument. By recognizing and avoiding fallacies, persuaders can strengthen their arguments and ensure that their reasoning is sound. Similarly, the audience can critically evaluate the arguments presented to them and identify any fallacies that may be present. Some common logical fallacies include ad hominem, attacking the person making the argument instead of addressing the argument itself. Straw man, misrepresenting or exaggerating an opponent's argument to make it easier to refute. False cause, assuming that because one event follows another, the first event caused the second. Hasty generalization, drawing a conclusion based on insufficient or biased evidence. Slippery slope, arguing that a small action will inevitably lead to a much larger and undesirable outcome. By being aware of these fallacies, persuaders can strengthen their arguments and avoid potential pitfalls that may weaken their credibility. 4.1.5 The appeal of rationality. Logos appeals to the audience's desire for rationality and logical thinking. In a world filled with information and competing ideas, individuals are often drawn to arguments that are grounded in reason and evidence. By presenting a well-structured and logical argument, persuaders can tap into this desire for rationality and increase the likelihood of their message being accepted. Furthermore, logos can be particularly effective when targeting audiences who value critical thinking and intellectual rigor. By presenting a well-reasoned argument supported by evidence, persuaders can establish themselves as knowledgeable and trustworthy sources of information. 4.1.6 Balancing logos with ethos and pathos. While logos is a powerful tool in persuasion, it is important to strike a balance with ethos and pathos. Ethos establishes the credibility and trustworthiness of the persuader, while pathos appeals to the emotions of the audience. By combining all three appeals, persuaders can create a comprehensive and persuasive argument that resonates with the audience on multiple levels. It is crucial to recognize that different audiences may respond differently to the appeals of ethos, pathos, and logos. Some individuals may be more swayed by emotional appeals, while others may prioritize logical reasoning. Understanding the audience and tailoring the persuasive approach accordingly can significantly enhance the effectiveness of the message. In conclusion, logos is a powerful tool in persuasion that relies on logical reasoning and evidence to support arguments. By presenting well-structured and logical arguments, persuaders can tap into the audience's desire for rationality and increase the likelihood of their message being accepted. However, it is important to strike a balance with ethos and pathos to create a comprehensive and persuasive argument. By understanding the role of logos and its interplay with other persuasive appeals, individuals can become more effective persuaders in various contexts. 4.2 Presenting strong evidence. In the realm of persuasion, presenting strong evidence is a crucial component of building a compelling argument. While ethos and pathos appeal to credibility and emotions, respectively, logos relies on logical reasoning and evidence to persuade an audience. By presenting strong evidence, you can establish the validity and reliability of your claims, making your argument more persuasive and convincing. 4.2.1 The importance of evidence. Evidence serves as the backbone of any logical argument. It provides support for your claims and helps you establish credibility as a knowledgeable and trustworthy source. Without strong evidence, your argument may appear weak and unconvincing, leaving your audience skeptical and unconvinced. When presenting evidence, it is essential to consider the quality and relevance of the information. High-quality evidence comes from reliable and reputable sources, such as peer-reviewed studies, expert opinions, and statistical data. By using credible sources, you enhance the credibility of your argument and increase the likelihood of persuading your audience. 4.2.2 Types of evidence. There are various types of evidence that you can utilize to strengthen your argument. Each type has its own strengths and weaknesses, and the choice of evidence depends on the nature of your argument and the preferences of your audience. Here are some common types of evidence. Statistical data. Statistical data involves the use of numbers and figures to support your claims. This type of evidence is particularly effective when dealing with facts, figures, and trends. By presenting statistical data, you can provide a quantitative perspective that adds weight to your argument. However, it is crucial to ensure that the data is accurate, up-to-date, and relevant to your argument. Expert testimony. Expert testimony involves citing the opinions and insights of recognized experts in the field. This type of evidence is valuable when you want to establish credibility and authority. By referencing experts, you demonstrate that your argument is supported by knowledgeable individuals who have expertise in the subject matter. However, it is important to choose experts who are respected and recognized in their respective fields. Case studies. Case studies involve analyzing specific examples or instances to support your argument. This type of evidence is effective when you want to illustrate the practical application of your claims. By presenting real-life examples, you make your argument more relatable and tangible to your audience. However, it is important to ensure that the case studies are relevant and representative of the broader context. Analogies. Analogies involve drawing comparisons between two different situations or concepts. This type of evidence is useful when you want to simplify complex ideas and make them more understandable. By using analogies, you can tap into the audience's existing knowledge and experiences, making your argument more relatable and accessible. However, it is important to choose analogies that are accurate and appropriate for the context. 4.2.3 Presenting evidence effectively. Presenting evidence effectively is crucial to maximize its persuasive impact. Here are some strategies to consider when presenting evidence. Organize your evidence. To ensure clarity and coherence, organize your evidence in a logical and structured manner. Present your strongest evidence first and gradually build up to weaker or supporting evidence. This approach helps create a strong initial impression and reinforces your argument as you progress. Use visual aids. Visual aids, such as charts, graphs, and diagrams, can enhance the presentation of your evidence. They provide a visual representation of complex data, making it easier for your audience to understand and interpret. Visual aids also add visual interest and engagement to your argument, making it more memorable. Explain the significance. When presenting evidence, it is essential to explain its significance and relevance to your argument. Clearly articulate how the evidence supports your claims and why it is important. By providing context and explaining the implications, you help your audience connect the dots and understand the persuasive power of the evidence. Anticipate counterarguments. While presenting evidence, it is important to anticipate potential counterarguments and address them proactively. By acknowledging and refuting opposing viewpoints, you demonstrate that you have considered alternative perspectives and have strong evidence to support your position. This approach strengthens your argument and increases your credibility. Use multiple sources. To strengthen the validity of your argument, use multiple sources of evidence. Relying on a single source may leave room for skepticism and doubt. By incorporating evidence from different perspectives and sources, you demonstrate that your argument is well researched and supported by a range of experts and data. 4.2.4 Avoiding pitfalls. When presenting evidence, it is crucial to avoid common pitfalls that can undermine the effectiveness of your argument. Here are some pitfalls to be aware of. Cherry picking. Cherry picking involves selectively choosing evidence that supports your argument while ignoring contradictory evidence. This practice undermines the credibility of your argument and can be easily identified by an informed audience. To maintain integrity and credibility, present a balanced view by acknowledging and addressing counterarguments. Confirmation bias. Confirmation bias refers to the tendency to interpret evidence in a way that confirms pre-existing beliefs or biases. To avoid confirmation bias, approach the evidence with an open mind and critically evaluate its validity and relevance. Consider alternative viewpoints and be willing to adjust your argument based on the evidence presented. Misrepresentation. Misrepresenting evidence by distorting or manipulating data is a serious ethical breach. It undermines the integrity of your argument and can damage your credibility. Always present evidence accurately and honestly, ensuring that it is properly sourced and interpreted. Lack of context. Presenting evidence without providing the necessary context can lead to misinterpretation and misunderstanding. Ensure that you provide sufficient background information and explain the relevance of the evidence to your argument. This helps your audience understand the significance and implications of the evidence presented. In conclusion, presenting strong evidence is a vital aspect of persuasive communication. By utilizing various types of evidence, organizing it effectively, and avoiding common pitfalls, you can enhance the persuasiveness of your argument. Remember to choose high-quality evidence, provide context, and anticipate counterarguments to build a compelling case that resonates with your audience. 4.3 Using reasoning and logic. In the realm of persuasion, the use of reasoning and logic is a powerful tool to convince and influence others. While ethos and pathos appeal to the emotions and credibility of the speaker, logos relies on rationality and logical arguments to persuade the audience. By presenting well-structured and logical reasoning, you can effectively make your case and win over skeptics. 4.3.1 The role of reasoning in persuasion. Reasoning is the process of using logical thinking to arrive at a conclusion or make a judgment. It involves presenting a series of premises or evidence and drawing logical inferences from them. When it comes to persuasion, reasoning plays a crucial role in presenting a compelling argument that is based on sound logic. Using reasoning in persuasion allows you to present a logical sequence of thoughts and evidence that supports your claims. By doing so, you can demonstrate to your audience that your argument is well-founded and worthy of consideration. Reasoning helps you build a solid foundation for your persuasive message, making it more difficult for others to dismiss or refute your claims. 4.3.2 Types of reasoning. There are several types of reasoning that you can employ to strengthen your persuasive efforts. Let's explore some of the most common ones. 4.3.2.1 Deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning is a logical process that starts with a general statement or premise and then applies it to a specific case or situation. It involves drawing conclusions based on established principles or rules. This type of reasoning is often used in formal arguments and debates. For example, if you want to persuade someone that all mammals have hair, you could use deductive reasoning by stating that dogs are mammals, and all dogs have hair. Therefore, you can conclude that all mammals have hair. Deductive reasoning is powerful because it allows you to make strong, conclusive statements based on established facts or principles. It provides a clear and logical path from the general to the specific, making it easier for your audience to follow your line of thinking. 4.3.2.2 Inductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning, on the other hand, involves drawing general conclusions based on specific observations or evidence. It moves from the specific to the general, using patterns or trends to make broader claims. Inductive reasoning is often used in scientific research and data analysis. For instance, if you want to persuade someone that a new product will be successful in the market, you could use inductive reasoning by presenting evidence of positive customer feedback, increasing sales, and favorable market trends. From these specific observations, you can infer that the product has a high chance of success. Inductive reasoning allows you to build a persuasive case by presenting concrete evidence and drawing logical inferences from it. It helps you establish credibility and convince your audience by showing them that your claims are supported by real-world examples and data. 4.3.2.3 Analogical reasoning. Analogical reasoning involves drawing comparisons between two or more similar situations or cases. It relies on the assumption that if two things are alike in certain respects, they are likely to be alike in other respects as well. Analogical reasoning is often used to make persuasive arguments by drawing parallels between different scenarios. For example, if you want to persuade someone that implementing a particular policy will be beneficial, you could use analogical reasoning by comparing it to a similar policy that has already proven successful in another context. By highlighting the similarities and demonstrating the positive outcomes of the analogous situation, you can make a compelling case for your proposal. Analogical reasoning allows you to tap into the power of association and familiarity. By connecting your argument to something that your audience already understands or accepts, you can increase the likelihood of them accepting your persuasive message. 4.3.3 Strengthening your persuasive arguments with logic. To effectively use reasoning and logic in your persuasive efforts, it is essential to follow some key principles. 4.3.3.1 Clarity and coherence. When presenting logical arguments, it is crucial to ensure that your message is clear and coherent. Use simple and concise language to convey your ideas and avoid ambiguity. Make sure that your premises and conclusions are logically connected and flow smoothly from one to another. By maintaining clarity and coherence, you make it easier for your audience to understand and follow your reasoning. 4.3.3.2 Validity and soundness. In logical reasoning, validity refers to the logical structure of an argument, while soundness refers to the truthfulness of its premises. To strengthen your persuasive arguments, it is important to ensure that your reasoning is both valid and sound. Validity ensures that your argument follows a logical structure, while soundness ensures that your premises are true and reliable. By presenting valid and sound arguments, you enhance the credibility and persuasiveness of your message. 4.3.3.3 Counter-arguments and rebuttals. To anticipate and address potential objections or counter-arguments, it is essential to consider alternative viewpoints and perspectives. By acknowledging and addressing opposing arguments, you demonstrate intellectual honesty and strengthen your own position. Anticipating counter-arguments allows you to provide compelling rebuttals and further solidify your persuasive message. 4.3.3.4 Evidence and examples. To support your logical reasoning, it is important to provide relevant evidence and examples. Concrete evidence helps to substantiate your claims and make your arguments more persuasive. Use data, statistics, research findings, and real-life examples to back up your logical reasoning. By presenting compelling evidence, you enhance the credibility and persuasiveness of your persuasive message. Conclusion. Reasoning and logic are powerful tools in the art of persuasion. By employing deductive, inductive, and analogical reasoning, you can present well-structured and logical arguments that convince and influence others. Remember to maintain clarity and coherence, ensure the validity and soundness of your arguments, address counter-arguments, and provide supporting evidence. By using reasoning and logic effectively, you can enhance the persuasiveness of your message and increase your chances of success. 4.4 Appealing to intellectual curiosity. Appealing to intellectual curiosity is a powerful way to engage and persuade an audience. When people are intellectually curious, they are more likely to pay attention, seek out information, and actively engage with the topic at hand. By tapping into this innate desire for knowledge and understanding, you can effectively capture your audience's attention and make a compelling case for your argument. 4.4.1 Stimulating the mind. One of the key ways to appeal to intellectual curiosity is by stimulating the mind of your audience. This can be done by presenting thought-provoking ideas, posing intriguing questions, or introducing novel concepts. When you present information that challenges existing beliefs or offers a fresh perspective, you pique the curiosity of your audience and motivate them to explore further. To stimulate the mind, it is important to present information that is both relevant and interesting to your audience. This can be achieved by conducting thorough research and understanding the needs and interests of your target audience. By tailoring your message to their specific interests, you can capture their attention and keep them engaged throughout your persuasive communication. 4.4.2 Providing intellectual stimulation. In order to appeal to intellectual curiosity, it is crucial to provide your audience with intellectual stimulation. This can be achieved by presenting well-reasoned arguments, backed by credible evidence and logical reasoning. When you provide your audience with intellectually stimulating content, you demonstrate your own expertise and credibility, which further enhances your persuasive power. One effective way to provide intellectual stimulation is by presenting complex ideas in a clear and accessible manner. Break down complex concepts into simpler terms, use relatable examples, and provide real-world applications to help your audience grasp the information. By making your content easily understandable, you encourage your audience to delve deeper into the subject matter and explore the intricacies of your argument. 4.4.3 Engaging the curiosity. Engaging the curiosity of your audience is essential to keep them interested and invested in your persuasive message. One way to do this is by presenting intriguing facts, statistics, or anecdotes that capture their attention and make them want to learn more. By providing snippets of information that leave your audience wanting to know more, you create a sense of intellectual curiosity that drives them to seek out additional information. Another effective technique is to pose thought-provoking questions that challenge your audience's existing beliefs or assumptions. By encouraging them to critically evaluate their own perspectives, you create a sense of intellectual curiosity and motivate them to explore alternative viewpoints. This not only engages their curiosity but also encourages them to actively participate in the persuasive process. 4.4.4 Encouraging further exploration. To appeal to intellectual curiosity, it is important to encourage further exploration of the topic beyond your persuasive message. Provide your audience with additional resources, such as books, articles, or websites, where they can find more information on the subject. By empowering your audience to continue their own research and exploration, you not only satisfy their intellectual curiosity but also establish yourself as a credible and trustworthy source of information. Furthermore, you can create opportunities for discussion and dialogue, either through live interactions or online platforms. Encourage your audience to share their thoughts, ask questions, and engage in meaningful conversations about the topic. By fostering a community of intellectual curiosity, you create an environment where ideas can be exchanged, perspectives can be challenged, and knowledge can be expanded. 4.4.5 The Power of Intellectual Curiosity. Appealing to intellectual curiosity is a powerful tool in persuasion. When you tap into the natural desire for knowledge and understanding, you capture the attention and engagement of your audience. By stimulating their minds, providing intellectual stimulation, engaging their curiosity, and encouraging further exploration, you create a persuasive message that is both compelling and memorable. By appealing to intellectual curiosity, you not only persuade your audience in the moment but also inspire them to continue their own exploration and learning. This creates a lasting impact and establishes a foundation for long-term engagement and support. So, harness the power of intellectual curiosity in your persuasive communication and unlock the full potential of your message. 5. Combining ethos, pathos, and logos. 5.1 Creating a persuasive balance. In the art of persuasion, the effective use of ethos, pathos, and logos is crucial. These three rhetorical appeals have the power to sway opinions, change attitudes, and inspire action. However, achieving a persuasive balance between ethos, pathos, and logos is essential to ensure that your message resonates with your audience and achieves the desired outcome. 5.1.1 Understanding ethos, pathos, and logos. Before we delve into creating a persuasive balance, let's briefly recap what ethos, pathos, and logos entail. Ethos refers to the credibility and trustworthiness of the speaker or writer. It involves establishing your expertise, demonstrating your knowledge and experience, and presenting yourself as a reliable source of information. Ethos is built through the use of evidence, facts, and personal anecdotes that support your argument. Pathos, on the other hand, appeals to the emotions of your audience. It involves evoking feelings such as empathy, compassion, joy, fear, or desire to create a strong emotional connection. Pathos can be achieved through storytelling, vivid descriptions, powerful imagery, and relatable examples that resonate with the audience's values and experiences. Logos, the appeal to logic and reason, relies on presenting a well-structured and logical argument. It involves using evidence, statistics, logical reasoning, and rational explanations to support your claims. Logos appeals to the audience's intellect and encourages them to think critically and analytically about the information presented. 5.1.2 Striking a balance. To create a persuasive balance, it is essential to understand the strengths and limitations of each appeal and how they can complement one another. Here are some strategies to strike a balance between ethos, pathos, and logos. 1. Start with ethos. Begin by establishing your credibility and expertise on the topic at hand. Provide evidence of your qualifications, experience, and knowledge to gain the trust of your audience. This can be achieved through sharing relevant credentials, citing reputable sources, and showcasing your track record of success or expertise in the field. 2. Appeal to emotions. Once you have established your credibility, it is time to tap into the emotional side of your audience. Use storytelling techniques, personal anecdotes, and relatable examples to evoke emotions that align with your message. By appealing to the emotions of your audience, you can create a deeper connection and make your message more memorable and impactful. 3. Support with logos. While emotions play a significant role in persuasion, it is crucial to back up your claims with logical reasoning and evidence. Present facts, statistics, and logical arguments that support your position. This will help to strengthen your credibility and provide a rational foundation for your emotional appeals. 4. Use emotional appeals to support logical reasoning. Emotions can be a powerful tool to support your logical arguments. By using emotional appeals strategically, you can enhance the persuasiveness of your logical reasoning. For example, you can use a personal story to illustrate the real-life impact of a particular issue, making your logical argument more relatable and compelling. 5. Build trust and credibility through ethical appeals. Ethical appeals involve appealing to the audience's sense of right and wrong, fairness, and justice. By aligning your message with ethical principles and values, you can build trust and credibility with your audience. This can be achieved by highlighting the ethical implications of your argument, demonstrating your commitment to honesty and transparency, and addressing potential ethical concerns. 5.1.3 The Power of a Balanced Approach. By combining ethos, pathos, and logos in a balanced manner, you can create a persuasive message that resonates with your audience on multiple levels. A balanced approach ensures that you appeal to both the rational and emotional aspects of decision-making, increasing the likelihood of your audience accepting and acting upon your message. A persuasive balance also helps to address the diverse needs and preferences of your audience. While some individuals may be more swayed by logical arguments, others may be more influenced by emotional appeals or the credibility of the speaker. By incorporating all three appeals, you can cater to a broader range of audience members and increase the overall effectiveness of your persuasive efforts. Remember, achieving a persuasive balance requires careful consideration of your audience, their values, and their decision-making processes. By understanding your audience's needs and tailoring your message accordingly, you can create a persuasive balance that resonates with them and motivates them to take action. In the next section, we will explore the art of crafting compelling arguments, focusing on the structure, language, and techniques that can enhance the persuasive power of your message. 5.2 Crafting compelling arguments. Crafting compelling arguments is a crucial skill in the art of persuasion. While ethos, pathos, and logos provide the foundation for persuasive communication, it is the way these elements are combined and presented that truly makes an argument compelling. In this section, we will explore various strategies and techniques for crafting arguments that are not only logical and well supported but also emotionally resonant and persuasive. 5.2.1 Establishing a clear thesis statement. A compelling argument begins with a clear and concise thesis statement. This statement serves as the central idea or main claim of your argument and provides a roadmap for the rest of your persuasive communication. When crafting your thesis statement, it is important to consider the audience's perspective and tailor your message accordingly. By clearly articulating your position and the reasons behind it, you lay the groundwork for a persuasive argument. 5.2.2 Providing strong evidence and examples. To support your thesis statement and strengthen your argument, it is essential to provide strong evidence and examples. This evidence can take the form of statistics, research findings, expert opinions, or real-life examples. By presenting credible and relevant evidence, you enhance the logical appeal of your argument and increase its persuasiveness. It is important to ensure that the evidence you present is accurate, up-to-date, and from reliable sources. 5.2.3 Anticipating counterarguments. Crafting a compelling argument also involves anticipating and addressing counterarguments. By acknowledging and refuting potential objections or opposing viewpoints, you demonstrate a thorough understanding of the issue at hand and strengthen your credibility. Anticipating counterarguments allows you to proactively address any doubts or skepticism that your audience may have, making your argument more persuasive and convincing. 5.2.4 Using logical reasoning and deductive arguments. Logical reasoning plays a crucial role in crafting compelling arguments. By using deductive reasoning, you can draw logical conclusions based on premises or evidence. Deductive arguments follow a specific structure, where the conclusion logically follows from the premises. By presenting a well-structured deductive argument, you can guide your audience towards accepting your position. It is important to ensure that your reasoning is sound and free from logical fallacies. 5.2.5 Appealing to values and beliefs. Crafting compelling arguments involves appealing to the values and beliefs of your audience. By understanding their values and aligning your argument with them, you can create a stronger emotional connection and increase the persuasiveness of your message. This can be achieved by highlighting the potential benefits or positive outcomes that align with your audience's values. By appealing to their sense of morality, justice, or personal identity, you can make your argument more compelling and persuasive. 5.2.6 Telling compelling stories and anecdotes. One powerful way to craft compelling arguments is through the use of storytelling. Humans are naturally drawn to narratives, and stories have the ability to evoke emotions and create a lasting impact. By incorporating relevant and compelling stories or anecdotes into your argument, you can engage your audience on an emotional level and make your message more memorable. Stories can help illustrate the real-life implications of your argument and make it more relatable to your audience. 5.2.7 Using rhetorical devices and persuasive language. Rhetorical devices and persuasive language can greatly enhance the persuasiveness of your argument. Techniques such as repetition, parallelism, and rhetorical questions can help emphasize key points and make your argument more memorable. Additionally, the use of vivid and descriptive language can evoke emotions and create a sense of urgency or importance. By carefully selecting and employing rhetorical devices and persuasive language, you can make your argument more compelling and persuasive. 5.2.8 Addressing counterarguments with ethos, pathos, and logos. When crafting compelling arguments, it is important to address counterarguments using ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos involves establishing your credibility and expertise on the subject matter, which can help counter doubts or objections. Pathos appeals to emotions, allowing you to empathize with your audience and address their concerns or fears. Logos involves presenting logical reasoning and evidence to support your position and refute counterarguments. By effectively utilizing ethos, pathos, and logos, you can strengthen your argument and increase its persuasiveness. Crafting compelling arguments requires a combination of logical reasoning, emotional appeal, and effective communication techniques. By establishing a clear thesis statement, providing strong evidence, anticipating counterarguments, and appealing to values and beliefs, you can create arguments that are both persuasive and compelling. Additionally, the use of storytelling, rhetorical devices, and persuasive language can further enhance the persuasiveness of your argument. By mastering the art of crafting compelling arguments, you can become a more effective and influential persuader. 5.3 Using emotional appeals to support logical reasoning. In the art of persuasion, emotional appeals can be a powerful tool to support logical reasoning. While logic and reason are essential in constructing a persuasive argument, emotions play a crucial role in influencing people's beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. By incorporating emotional appeals strategically, you can enhance the effectiveness of your logical arguments and connect with your audience on a deeper level. The power of emotional appeals. Emotions have a profound impact on human decision-making processes. They can evoke empathy, create a sense of connection, and influence our perceptions of reality. When used appropriately, emotional appeals can help you establish a strong rapport with your audience and make your logical arguments more relatable and compelling. Understanding the emotional landscape. Before incorporating emotional appeals into your persuasive communication, it is essential to understand the emotional landscape of your audience. Different individuals may respond differently to various emotions, so it is crucial to consider their values, beliefs, and cultural backgrounds. By understanding your audience's emotional triggers, you can tailor your emotional appeals to resonate with them effectively. Eliciting empathy. One powerful emotional appeal is empathy. By appealing to your audience's empathy, you can evoke emotions that align with your logical reasoning. Sharing personal stories or anecdotes that highlight the experiences of others can help your audience connect emotionally with the subject matter. For example, if you are advocating for a charitable cause, sharing stories of individuals who have benefited from the organization's work can elicit empathy and support for your cause. Creating emotional connections. Building emotional connections with your audience is another effective way to support logical reasoning. By establishing a sense of shared values, experiences, or aspirations, you can create a bond that enhances the impact of your logical arguments. For instance, if you are presenting a business proposal, you can begin by highlighting the common goals and values shared by your audience in your proposal. This emotional connection can make your audience more receptive to your logical reasoning. Using stories and narratives. Stories and narratives have a unique ability to engage emotions and capture attention. Incorporating relevant stories into your persuasive communication can help you create an emotional connection with your audience while supporting your logical reasoning. Whether it's a personal anecdote, a case study, or a fictional scenario, stories can evoke emotions that align with your argument and make it more memorable. By weaving logical reasoning into these narratives, you can make your arguments more persuasive and impactful. Leveraging fear and desire. Fear and desire are powerful emotions that can be used to support logical reasoning. By highlighting the potential negative consequences of not accepting your argument or the positive outcomes of embracing it, you can tap into these emotions to strengthen your logical appeal. However, it is crucial to use fear and desire ethically and responsibly, ensuring that they are grounded in truth and not exaggerated or manipulated. The role of humor in emotional persuasion. Humor can be a valuable tool in emotional persuasion, as it has the ability to evoke positive emotions and create a sense of connection with your audience. Incorporating humor into your persuasive communication can make your logical arguments more engaging and memorable. However, it is important to use humor judiciously and ensure that it aligns with your overall message and does not undermine the seriousness of your argument. Balancing emotion and logic. While emotional appeals can enhance the effectiveness of logical reasoning, it is crucial to strike a balance between emotion and logic. Emotions should support and complement your logical arguments rather than overshadowing them. By integrating emotional appeals strategically and ensuring that they align with your overall message, you can create a persuasive argument that resonates with your audience on both an emotional and logical level. In conclusion, emotional appeals can be a powerful tool to support logical reasoning in persuasion. By understanding the emotional landscape of your audience, eliciting empathy, creating emotional connections, using stories and narratives, leveraging fear and desire, and incorporating humor, you can enhance the impact of your logical arguments. However, it is important to strike a balance between emotion and logic, ensuring that emotions support and complement your logical reasoning rather than overpowering it. By skillfully integrating emotional appeals into your persuasive communication, you can create a compelling argument that resonates with your audience and motivates them to take action. 5.4 Building trust and credibility through ethical appeals. In the realm of persuasion, building trust and credibility is essential for effectively influencing others. While ethos, pathos, and logos are powerful tools in persuasion, ethical appeals play a crucial role in establishing trust and credibility with your audience. Ethical appeals focus on appealing to the audience's sense of morality, fairness, and shared values. By demonstrating your integrity, honesty, and commitment to ethical principles, you can enhance your persuasive efforts and establish a strong foundation of trust. 5.4.1 Demonstrating integrity and honesty. One of the key aspects of ethical appeals is demonstrating integrity and honesty in your communication. People are more likely to trust and be persuaded by individuals who are transparent, truthful, and consistent in their actions and words. When presenting your arguments, it is important to provide accurate information, avoid exaggerations or misleading statements, and acknowledge any potential biases or limitations. By being transparent about your intentions and motivations, you can build credibility and foster trust with your audience. This can be achieved by openly sharing your sources of information, disclosing any conflicts of interest, and being upfront about any potential biases you may have. When your audience perceives you as honest and trustworthy, they are more likely to be receptive to your message and be persuaded by your arguments. 5.4.2 Appealing to shared values. Another effective way to build trust and credibility is by appealing to shared values. When you align your arguments with the values and beliefs of your audience, you create a connection that resonates with them on a deeper level. By understanding the values and concerns of your audience, you can frame your message in a way that highlights the ethical implications and aligns with their moral compass. To appeal to shared values, it is important to conduct thorough research and understand the cultural, social, and ethical norms of your audience. By demonstrating that you respect and understand their values, you can establish a sense of empathy and build a stronger connection. This can be achieved by using language and examples that reflect their values, incorporating stories and narratives that evoke emotions related to those values, and highlighting the positive impact your message can have on their lives and communities. 5.4.3 Addressing counterarguments and ethical concerns. Building trust and credibility also involves addressing counterarguments and ethical concerns that may arise from your audience. By acknowledging and addressing potential objections or ethical dilemmas, you demonstrate your willingness to engage in an open and honest dialogue. This approach not only shows respect for your audience's intelligence but also allows you to strengthen your arguments by providing thoughtful responses. When addressing counterarguments, it is important to avoid dismissing or belittling opposing viewpoints. Instead, approach them with empathy and understanding, acknowledging the validity of different perspectives. By respectfully engaging with counterarguments, you can demonstrate your commitment to ethical communication and foster a sense of trust and credibility. 5.4.4 Providing evidence of ethical practices. To further enhance your ethical appeals, it is crucial to provide evidence of your ethical practices and commitments. This can include sharing examples of your past ethical decisions, highlighting your involvement in ethical organizations or initiatives, or showcasing testimonials from individuals who have benefited from your ethical actions. By providing tangible evidence of your ethical behavior, you can strengthen your credibility and build trust with your audience. This evidence serves as proof of your commitment to ethical principles and can help alleviate any doubts or concerns they may have. When your audience sees that you walk the talk and consistently act in an ethical manner, they are more likely to trust your persuasive efforts and be influenced by your message. 5.4.5 Balancing ethical appeals with ethos, pathos, and logos. While ethical appeals are essential for building trust and credibility, it is important to strike a balance with ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethical appeals alone may not be sufficient to persuade your audience, as they also rely on logical reasoning, emotional connections, and the credibility of the speaker. By combining ethical appeals with ethos, pathos, and logos, you create a persuasive approach that is well-rounded and comprehensive. Ethos establishes your credibility and expertise, pathos appeals to the emotions of your audience, and logos provides logical reasoning and evidence to support your arguments. When these elements work together harmoniously, you can create a persuasive message that is not only ethical but also compelling and convincing. In conclusion, building trust and credibility through ethical appeals is crucial in the art of persuasion. By demonstrating integrity, appealing to shared values, addressing counterarguments, and providing evidence of ethical practices, you can establish a strong foundation of trust with your audience. Ethical appeals, when combined with ethos, pathos, and logos, create a persuasive approach that is not only effective but also ethical and respectful of your audience's values and beliefs. 6. Understanding the audience. 6.1 Identifying target audiences. Identifying the target audience is a crucial step in the persuasive process. To effectively persuade others, it is essential to understand who your audience is and what motivates them. By identifying your target audience, you can tailor your persuasive strategies to resonate with their needs, values, and interests. In this section, we will explore the importance of identifying target audiences and provide practical tips on how to do so effectively. 6.1.1 Understanding the importance of identifying target audiences. Identifying your target audience is like finding the key to unlock the door of persuasion. Without a clear understanding of who you are trying to persuade, your efforts may fall flat or miss the mark. By identifying your target audience, you can tailor your persuasive message to resonate with their specific needs, desires, and values. One of the primary reasons for identifying target audiences is to ensure that your message reaches the right people. Different groups of people have different interests, concerns, and priorities. By identifying your target audience, you can focus your persuasive efforts on those who are most likely to be receptive to your message. Moreover, identifying your target audience allows you to craft a persuasive message that speaks directly to their needs and values. By understanding their motivations and concerns, you can frame your arguments in a way that is most likely to resonate with them. This personalized approach increases the chances of successfully persuading your audience. 6.1.2 Tips for identifying target audiences. Identifying your target audience requires careful research and analysis. Here are some practical tips to help you effectively identify your target audience. 1. Conduct market research. Market research is a valuable tool for identifying your target audience. It involves gathering information about your potential audience's demographics, interests, behaviors, and preferences. This information can be collected through surveys, interviews, focus groups, or by analyzing existing data. By understanding the characteristics of your target audience, you can tailor your persuasive strategies to align with their preferences. 2. Define buyer personas. Creating buyer personas is an effective way to visualize and understand your target audience. A buyer persona is a fictional representation of your ideal customer or audience member. It includes details such as demographics, interests, goals, challenges, and motivations. By creating detailed buyer personas, you can gain insights into the specific needs and desires of your target audience, allowing you to tailor your persuasive message accordingly. 3. Analyze existing customers or supporters. If you already have a customer base or a group of supporters, analyzing their characteristics can provide valuable insights into your target audience. Look for commonalities among your existing customers or supporters, such as demographics, interests, or reasons for choosing your product or supporting your cause. This analysis can help you identify patterns and trends that can guide your persuasive strategies. 4. Consider psychographic factors. In addition to demographics, psychographic factors play a crucial role in identifying target audiences. Psychographics refer to the psychological and social characteristics of individuals, including their values, beliefs, attitudes, and lifestyle choices. Understanding the psychographic factors of your target audience can help you tailor your persuasive message to align with their values and motivations. 5. Use social media and online analytics. Social media platforms and online analytics tools provide valuable data about your audience's interests, behaviors, and preferences. By analyzing the data from these sources, you can gain insights into the demographics, interests, and online behaviors of your target audience. This information can inform your persuasive strategies and help you reach your audience more effectively. 6.1.3 Applying the knowledge of target audiences. Once you have identified your target audience, it is essential to apply this knowledge to your persuasive efforts. Here are some ways to do so. 1. Tailor your message. Craft your persuasive message in a way that resonates with your target audience. Use language, examples, and arguments that align with their needs, values, and interests. By tailoring your message to your audience, you increase the chances of capturing their attention and persuading them effectively. 2. Choose the right channels. Identify the channels that your target audience is most likely to engage with. Whether it's social media, email marketing, or traditional advertising, choose the channels that allow you to reach your audience effectively. By selecting the right channels, you can ensure that your persuasive message reaches the intended recipients. 3. Address their concerns. Anticipate and address the concerns and objections of your target audience. By acknowledging and addressing their concerns, you build trust and credibility. This approach demonstrates that you understand their perspective and are genuinely interested in meeting their needs. 4. Test and refine. Continuously test and refine your persuasive strategies based on feedback and results. Monitor the effectiveness of your message and adjust it as needed to better resonate with your target audience. By being open to feedback and making necessary adjustments, you can improve the impact of your persuasive efforts. In conclusion, identifying your target audience is a critical step in the persuasive process. By understanding who your audience is and what motivates them, you can tailor your persuasive strategies to resonate with their needs, values, and interests. Through market research, defining buyer personas, analyzing existing customers, considering psychographic factors, and utilizing social media and online analytics, you can effectively identify your target audience. Applying this knowledge to your persuasive efforts by tailoring your message, choosing the right channels, addressing concerns, and continuously refining your strategies will increase your chances of successfully persuading your audience. 6.2 Analyzing audience needs and values. Understanding the needs and values of your audience is crucial when it comes to persuasive communication. In order to effectively persuade others, you must first understand what motivates and influences them. By analyzing the needs and values of your audience, you can tailor your persuasive strategies to resonate with them on a deeper level. 6.2.1 Identifying audience needs. To effectively analyze audience needs, it is important to conduct thorough research and gather relevant information about your target audience. This includes demographic data, such as age, gender, education level, and socioeconomic status, as well as psychographic data, which includes their beliefs, values, attitudes, and interests. By understanding the needs of your audience, you can identify the specific problems or challenges they face. This knowledge allows you to position your persuasive message as a solution to their needs, making it more compelling and relevant to them. For example, if you are promoting a new fitness program, understanding that your audience values health and wellness will help you emphasize the benefits of your program in relation to their desire for a healthier lifestyle. 6.2.2 Recognizing audience values. Values play a significant role in shaping an individual's beliefs and behaviors. By identifying the values that resonate with your audience, you can align your persuasive message with those values, making it more persuasive and influential. To recognize audience values, consider the cultural, social, and personal factors that influence their decision-making process. Cultural values, such as individualism, collectivism, or environmental consciousness, can greatly impact how your audience perceives and responds to your persuasive message. Social values, such as the importance of family, community, or social justice, can also shape their attitudes and behaviors. Additionally, personal values, such as honesty, integrity, or personal growth, can influence their decision-making process. By aligning your persuasive message with the values of your audience, you can create a sense of resonance and connection. This connection increases the likelihood that your audience will be receptive to your message and be more inclined to take the desired action. 6.2.3 Tailoring persuasive strategies. Once you have identified the needs and values of your audience, it is important to tailor your persuasive strategies accordingly. By doing so, you can create a persuasive message that speaks directly to the desires and motivations of your audience. One effective strategy is to highlight how your product, service, or idea fulfills the specific needs of your audience. By emphasizing the benefits and advantages that directly address their needs, you can make your persuasive message more compelling and persuasive. For example, if your audience values convenience and time-saving solutions, you can emphasize how your product or service can help them save time and simplify their lives. Another strategy is to appeal to the values of your audience. By aligning your persuasive message with their values, you can create a sense of shared beliefs and goals. This can be achieved by using language and imagery that resonates with their values, as well as incorporating stories and examples that illustrate how your product or idea aligns with those values. It is also important to consider the emotional aspect of persuasion. By understanding the emotional needs and desires of your audience, you can craft a persuasive message that evokes the desired emotional response. Whether it is a sense of belonging, security, or happiness, appealing to the emotions of your audience can greatly enhance the persuasive power of your message. 6.2.4 Adapting to different audiences. It is important to recognize that different audiences may have varying needs and values. Therefore, it is necessary to adapt your persuasive strategies to different audiences in order to effectively persuade them. When targeting different audiences, conduct thorough research to understand their unique needs and values. This may involve conducting surveys, interviews, or focus groups to gather insights directly from the audience. By tailoring your persuasive message to each specific audience, you can increase the likelihood of resonating with them and achieving your persuasive goals. Additionally, consider the cultural and social factors that may influence the needs and values of different audiences. What may be persuasive to one audience may not be as effective for another. By being sensitive to these factors, you can avoid potential misunderstandings or miscommunications and ensure that your persuasive message is relevant and impactful. In conclusion, analyzing audience needs and values is a crucial step in persuasive communication. By understanding what motivates and influences your audience, you can tailor your persuasive strategies to resonate with them on a deeper level. By identifying their needs and aligning your message with their values, you can create a persuasive message that speaks directly to their desires and motivations. Additionally, by adapting your persuasive strategies to different audiences, you can increase the effectiveness of your message and achieve your persuasive goals. 6.3 Adapting persuasive strategies to different audiences. When it comes to persuasion, one size does not fit all. Different audiences have different needs, values, and beliefs, and as a persuasive communicator, it is crucial to adapt your strategies to effectively reach and influence each specific audience. In this section, we will explore the importance of adapting persuasive strategies to different audiences and provide practical tips on how to do so. 6.3.1 Understanding audience diversity. Audiences can vary greatly in terms of demographics, psychographics, cultural backgrounds, and personal experiences. It is essential to recognize and appreciate this diversity to tailor your persuasive approach accordingly. By understanding your audience's unique characteristics, you can better connect with them on a personal level and increase the chances of successfully persuading them. 6.3.2 Conducting audience research. Before attempting to persuade a particular audience, it is crucial to conduct thorough research to gain insights into their needs, values, and preferences. This research can involve analyzing demographic data, conducting surveys or interviews, and studying existing market research. By understanding your audience's motivations and concerns, you can tailor your persuasive message to resonate with them on a deeper level. 6.3.3 Segmenting your audience. Segmenting your audience involves dividing them into smaller groups based on shared characteristics or interests. This allows you to create more targeted and personalized persuasive messages for each segment. For example, if you are promoting a new fitness product, you may segment your audience into fitness enthusiasts, busy professionals, and seniors, each requiring a different approach to persuasion. 6.3.4 Adapting language and tone. One of the most effective ways to adapt your persuasive strategies to different audiences is by adjusting your language and tone. The words you choose and the way you deliver your message can significantly impact how your audience perceives and responds to your persuasion attempts. For instance, if you are addressing a group of professionals, using technical jargon in a formal tone may be more appropriate than using casual language in a friendly tone. 6.3.5 Emphasizing benefits and values. To effectively persuade different audiences, it is essential to highlight the benefits and values that are most relevant to them. What may be appealing to one audience may not resonate with another. By understanding your audience's needs and values, you can tailor your persuasive message to emphasize the specific benefits that will appeal to them the most. For example, if you are promoting a new environmentally friendly product, you may focus on the cost-saving benefits for budget-conscious consumers and the positive impact on the environment for eco-conscious individuals. 6.3.6 Using relevant examples and stories. Humans are naturally drawn to stories and examples that they can relate to. By incorporating relevant examples and stories into your persuasive message, you can make it more relatable and engaging for your audience. For instance, if you are persuading a group of parents to invest in their children's education, sharing success stories of other parents who have seen positive outcomes can be highly influential. 6.3.7 Addressing counterarguments and concerns. Different audiences may have different counterarguments and concerns about your persuasive message. It is crucial to anticipate and address these objections to build credibility and trust. By acknowledging and providing thoughtful responses to potential counterarguments, you can demonstrate that you have considered different perspectives and are genuinely interested in addressing your audience's concerns. 6.3.8 Leveraging social proof. Social proof is a powerful persuasive technique that involves using evidence of others' actions or opinions to influence an audience. Different audiences may respond differently to various forms of social proof. For example, younger audiences may be more influenced by social media influencers, while older audiences may be more swayed by testimonials from trusted experts. By understanding your audience's preferences, you can leverage the appropriate form of social proof to enhance your persuasive message. 6.3.9 Adapting to cultural and social factors. Cultural and social factors play a significant role in shaping individuals' beliefs, values, and behaviors. When persuading diverse audiences, it is crucial to be aware of and sensitive to these factors. What may be considered persuasive in one culture may be ineffective or even offensive in another. By conducting cultural research and being mindful of social norms, you can adapt your persuasive strategies to align with the cultural and social context of your audience. 6.3.10 Testing and iterating. Adapting persuasive strategies to different audiences is an ongoing process that requires continuous testing and iteration. What works for one audience may not work for another, and it is essential to gather feedback and analyze the results of your persuasion attempts. By monitoring the effectiveness of your strategies and making necessary adjustments, you can refine your approach and increase your persuasive impact over time. In conclusion, adapting persuasive strategies to different audiences is crucial for successful persuasion. By understanding audience diversity, conducting research, segmenting your audience, adapting language and tone, emphasizing benefits and values, using relevant examples and stories, addressing counterarguments and concerns, leveraging social proof, and being mindful of cultural and social factors, you can tailor your persuasive message to resonate with your audience and increase your chances of success. Remember, effective persuasion is not about forcing your ideas onto others but about understanding and connecting with your audience to inspire genuine change. 6.4 Considering cultural and social factors. When it comes to persuasion, it is essential to consider the cultural and social factors that influence individuals and communities. These factors play a significant role in shaping people's beliefs, values, and attitudes, which in turn affect their receptiveness to persuasive messages. Understanding and respecting these cultural and social factors can greatly enhance the effectiveness of your persuasive efforts. In this section, we will explore the importance of considering cultural and social factors and provide strategies for adapting your persuasive strategies accordingly. 6.4.1 Cultural sensitivity. Cultural sensitivity is crucial when attempting to persuade individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds. Different cultures have unique values, norms, and communication styles that shape their perceptions and responses to persuasive messages. To effectively persuade individuals from different cultures, it is essential to demonstrate respect and understanding of their cultural beliefs and practices. One way to ensure cultural sensitivity is to conduct thorough research on the target culture. This research should include an examination of cultural values, traditions, customs, and communication styles. By understanding these aspects, you can tailor your persuasive message to align with the cultural preferences of your audience. For example, in some cultures, direct and assertive communication may be valued, while in others, a more indirect and subtle approach may be necessary. Additionally, it is important to avoid making assumptions or generalizations about a particular culture. Each individual within a culture may have unique perspectives and experiences, so it is crucial to approach persuasion with an open mind and a willingness to learn from others. By demonstrating cultural sensitivity, you can build trust and rapport with your audience, increasing the likelihood of successful persuasion. 6.4.2 Language and communication styles. Language plays a significant role in persuasion, as it is the primary means of communication. When targeting individuals from different cultural and social backgrounds, it is essential to consider language barriers and adapt your persuasive strategies accordingly. If your target audience speaks a different language, it may be necessary to provide translated materials or employ interpreters to ensure effective communication. However, it is important to note that translation alone may not be sufficient. Different languages have unique nuances and cultural connotations that may impact the effectiveness of your persuasive message. Therefore, it is crucial to work with native speakers or cultural experts to ensure that your message is accurately conveyed and culturally appropriate. In addition to language, communication styles can also vary across cultures. Some cultures may value direct and explicit communication, while others may prefer a more indirect and implicit approach. Understanding these differences and adapting your communication style can significantly impact the success of your persuasive efforts. For example, in some cultures, building rapport and establishing a personal connection before presenting your argument may be more effective, while in others, a more direct and concise approach may be preferred. 6.4.3 Cultural values and beliefs. Cultural values and beliefs shape individuals' perceptions, attitudes, and behaviors. When attempting to persuade individuals from different cultural backgrounds, it is crucial to understand and respect their cultural values and beliefs. One way to incorporate cultural values into your persuasive message is to frame your argument in a way that aligns with the target culture's values. For example, if a culture values collectivism and community harmony, emphasizing the benefits of your proposal for the greater good and the community may be more persuasive than focusing solely on individual benefits. Additionally, cultural beliefs and traditions can influence individuals' decision-making processes. For example, religious beliefs may play a significant role in shaping attitudes towards certain topics or behaviors. Understanding these beliefs and incorporating them into your persuasive message can help establish a connection with your audience and increase the likelihood of persuasion. 6.4.4 Social norms and influences. Social norms and influences also play a crucial role in persuasion. Social norms are the unwritten rules and expectations that guide behavior within a particular society or group. Adhering to social norms can help individuals maintain social acceptance and avoid social disapproval. When attempting to persuade individuals, it is important to consider the social norms that may influence their decision-making. By aligning your persuasive message with social norms, you can tap into the power of conformity and social influence. Highlighting how your proposal aligns with the expectations of the target audience's social group can increase the likelihood of acceptance and adoption. Furthermore, understanding the social influences that shape individuals' attitudes and behaviors can help you tailor your persuasive strategies. For example, if your target audience is heavily influenced by opinion leaders or celebrities, incorporating endorsements or testimonials from these influential figures can enhance the persuasiveness of your message. 6.4.5 Adapting persuasive strategies. To effectively persuade individuals from diverse cultural and social backgrounds, it is crucial to adapt your persuasive strategies accordingly. Here are some key considerations to keep in mind. Conduct thorough research on the target culture, including values, beliefs, and communication styles. Demonstrate cultural sensitivity and respect for the target culture's customs and practices. Adapt your language and communication style to overcome language barriers and cultural nuances. Frame your persuasive message in a way that aligns with the target culture's values and beliefs. Consider social norms and influences that may impact individuals' decision-making processes. Tailor your persuasive strategies to incorporate cultural and social factors that resonate with your target audience. By considering these cultural and social factors, you can enhance the effectiveness of your persuasive efforts and increase the likelihood of achieving your desired outcomes. 7. Effective communication techniques. 7.1 Active listening and empathy. Active listening and empathy are essential communication techniques that play a crucial role in the art of persuasion. By actively listening to others and demonstrating empathy, you can establish a deeper connection, understand their perspective, and effectively influence their thoughts and actions. In this section, we will explore the importance of active listening and empathy in persuasive communication and provide practical tips on how to enhance these skills. 7.1.1 The power of active listening. Active listening is a communication technique that involves fully engaging with the speaker, paying attention to both verbal and nonverbal cues, and demonstrating genuine interest in what they have to say. By actively listening, you create a safe and supportive environment that encourages open dialogue and trust. This, in turn, allows you to gather valuable information, understand the speaker's needs and concerns, and tailor your persuasive message accordingly. To become an active listener, start by giving your undivided attention to the speaker. Put aside any distractions, such as electronic devices or internal thoughts, and focus solely on the conversation at hand. Maintain eye contact, nod your head to show understanding, and use appropriate verbal cues, such as, "I see," or, "Go on," to indicate your engagement. Another crucial aspect of active listening is paraphrasing and summarizing the speaker's message. By restating their ideas in your own words, you demonstrate that you have understood their perspective and are actively processing the information. This not only helps to clarify any misunderstandings but also shows the speaker that you value their input and are willing to consider their viewpoint. Additionally, asking open-ended questions can further encourage the speaker to share their thoughts and feelings. These types of questions require more than a simple yes or no answer and allow the speaker to elaborate on their ideas. By asking thoughtful questions, you demonstrate your genuine interest in their perspective and encourage them to delve deeper into their thoughts and emotions. 7.1.2 The role of empathy in persuasion. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It is a powerful tool in persuasion as it allows you to connect with your audience on an emotional level and demonstrate that you genuinely care about their well-being. When people feel understood and valued, they are more likely to be receptive to your message and be influenced by your persuasive efforts. To cultivate empathy, it is essential to put yourself in the shoes of your audience and try to understand their experiences, emotions, and motivations. This requires setting aside your own biases and judgments and approaching the conversation with an open mind. By adopting a non-judgmental attitude, you create a safe space for the speaker to express themselves freely, which can lead to a deeper understanding of their perspective. Active listening and empathy go hand in hand. By actively listening to the speaker, you can pick up on their emotions, concerns, and underlying needs. Once you have identified these, you can respond with empathy, acknowledging their feelings and validating their experiences. This validation helps to build trust and rapport, making the speaker more receptive to your persuasive message. It is important to note that empathy does not mean agreeing with the speaker or compromising your own beliefs. Instead, it is about understanding and respecting their viewpoint, even if you may not fully agree with it. By demonstrating empathy, you create a collaborative atmosphere where both parties feel heard and valued, increasing the likelihood of finding common ground and reaching a mutually beneficial outcome. 7.1.3 Enhancing active listening and empathy skills. To enhance your active listening and empathy skills, consider the following tips. Practice mindfulness. Be fully present in the conversation and avoid distractions. Focus on the speaker's words, tone, and body language. Show genuine interest. Demonstrate curiosity and ask thoughtful questions to encourage the speaker to share more about their thoughts and feelings. Avoid interrupting. Allow the speaker to express themselves fully before interjecting. Interrupting can disrupt the flow of conversation and make the speaker feel unheard. Use nonverbal cues. Maintain eye contact, nod your head, and use appropriate facial expressions to show that you are actively engaged in the conversation. Reflect and paraphrase. Summarize the speaker's message in your own words to ensure understanding and show that you are actively listening. Practice empathy. Put yourself in the speaker's shoes and try to understand their emotions, experiences, and motivations. Respond with empathy and validation. Be patient. Give the speaker time to express themselves fully without rushing or jumping to conclusions. Patience demonstrates respect and allows for a more meaningful exchange of ideas. By incorporating these techniques into your communication style, you can become a more effective persuader. Active listening and empathy create a strong foundation for building trust, understanding your audience, and tailoring your persuasive message to resonate with their needs and values. 7.2 Nonverbal communication and body language. Nonverbal communication and body language play a crucial role in the art of persuasion. While words are important, our gestures, facial expressions, and posture can convey powerful messages that can either enhance or undermine our persuasive efforts. In this section, we will explore the significance of nonverbal communication and body language in persuasion and provide practical tips on how to utilize them effectively. 7.2.1 The power of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication refers to the transmission of messages without the use of words. It includes facial expressions, gestures, body movements, eye contact, and even the tone of voice. Research suggests that nonverbal cues can carry more weight than verbal communication, accounting for a significant portion of our overall message. Therefore, understanding and utilizing nonverbal communication effectively can greatly enhance our persuasive abilities. One of the key aspects of nonverbal communication is body language. Our body language can convey confidence, credibility, and trustworthiness, or it can reveal nervousness, uncertainty, and lack of conviction. By paying attention to our own body language and being aware of the signals we are sending, we can align our nonverbal cues with our persuasive message. 7.2.2 Facial expressions and eye contact. Our facial expressions are powerful tools for conveying emotions and attitudes. A genuine smile can create a positive connection with the audience, while a furrowed brow may indicate confusion or disagreement. Maintaining eye contact with the audience is also crucial, as it demonstrates confidence, sincerity, and engagement. By making eye contact, we establish a connection with our listeners and show that we value their attention. 7.2.3 Posture and gestures. Our posture and gestures can communicate a range of messages. Standing tall with an open posture conveys confidence and authority, while slouching or crossing our arms may indicate defensiveness or disinterest. Using purposeful gestures can also enhance our persuasive message. For example, using hand movements to emphasize key points can help to reinforce our arguments and make them more memorable. 7.2.4 Mirroring and matching. Mirroring and matching are techniques that involve subtly imitating the body language of our audience. When done correctly, mirroring and matching can create a sense of rapport and connection, making the audience more receptive to our message. However, it is important to use these techniques with caution and authenticity, as excessive or insincere mirroring can be perceived as manipulative. 7.2.5 Vocal tone and pace. While nonverbal communication primarily focuses on body language, vocal tone and pace also play a significant role in conveying our message. The tone of our voice can convey emotions such as enthusiasm, sincerity, or empathy, while the pace at which we speak can influence the audience's level of engagement. By varying our vocal tone and pace strategically, we can create a more compelling and persuasive delivery. 7.2.6 Cultural considerations. It is important to note that nonverbal communication and body language can vary across different cultures. Gestures, facial expressions, and even eye contact can have different meanings and interpretations in different cultural contexts. Therefore, it is crucial to be mindful of cultural differences and adapt our nonverbal cues accordingly when communicating with diverse audiences. 7.2.7 Tips for effective nonverbal communication. To enhance your nonverbal communication and body language skills, consider the following tips. Be aware of your own body language. Pay attention to your facial expressions, posture, and gestures to ensure they align with your persuasive message. Maintain eye contact. Establish and maintain eye contact with your audience to demonstrate engagement and build rapport. Use purposeful gestures. Utilize hand movements and gestures to emphasize key points and make your arguments more memorable. Mirror and match subtly. When appropriate, subtly mirror and match the body language of your audience to create a sense of connection and rapport. Vary your vocal tone and pace. Use your voice strategically to convey emotions and maintain the audience's engagement. Adapt to cultural differences. Be mindful of cultural variations in nonverbal communication and adjust your cues accordingly when communicating with diverse audiences. By mastering the art of nonverbal communication and body language, you can enhance your persuasive abilities and effectively connect with your audience on a deeper level. Remember, words are just one part of the equation, and the way you convey your message nonverbally can make all the difference in the world of persuasion. 7.3 Using persuasive language and rhetorical devices. In addition to understanding the principles of ethos, pathos, and logos, mastering the art of persuasion requires the use of persuasive language and rhetorical devices. These tools can enhance the effectiveness of your arguments and help you connect with your audience on a deeper level. By employing persuasive language and employing rhetorical devices strategically, you can make your message more compelling, memorable, and persuasive. 7.3.1 The Power of Words. Words have the power to shape our thoughts, emotions, and actions. When used effectively, they can influence and persuade others. To harness this power, it is crucial to choose your words carefully and thoughtfully. Here are some strategies for using persuasive language. Clarity and simplicity. Use clear and simple language to ensure that your message is easily understood by your audience. Avoid jargon or complex terminology that may confuse or alienate your listeners. Vivid imagery. Paint a vivid picture with your words to engage your audience's senses and evoke emotions. By using descriptive language, you can create a more immersive experience for your listeners, making your message more memorable and impactful. Powerful verbs. Utilize strong and action-oriented verbs to convey a sense of urgency and importance. Verbs such as achieve, transform, or inspire can evoke a sense of motivation and drive in your audience. Emotional language. Tap into the power of emotions by using language that resonates with your audience's feelings and values. By appealing to their emotions, you can create a stronger connection and increase the likelihood of persuasion. Positive framing. Frame your message in a positive light to inspire hope, optimism, and enthusiasm. Positive language can create a more favorable perception of your ideas and make your audience more receptive to your arguments. Inclusive language. Use inclusive language to make your audience feel valued and included. By using pronouns such as we and us, you can foster a sense of unity and collaboration, making your audience more likely to align with your perspective. 7.3.2 Rhetorical devices. Rhetorical devices are techniques used to enhance the effectiveness of communication and make your message more persuasive. These devices can add depth, emphasis, and impact to your arguments. Here are some commonly used rhetorical devices. Repetition. Repeating keywords or phrases can reinforce your message and make it more memorable. By emphasizing certain points through repetition, you can increase their significance and influence. Alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words in a sentence or phrase. It can create a rhythmic and memorable effect, making your message more engaging and persuasive. For example, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Metaphor. Metaphors compare two unrelated things to create a vivid and imaginative image. By using metaphors, you can make abstract concepts more tangible and relatable. For example, time is money. Simile. Similar to metaphors, similes compare two things using like or as. Similes can be used to make complex ideas more accessible and relatable. For example, she is as brave as a lion. Hyperbole. Hyperbole involves exaggerating a statement for emphasis or dramatic effect. By using hyperbole, you can capture your audience's attention and make your message more memorable. For example, I've told you a million times. Rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions are questions that are not meant to be answered but rather to provoke thought and engage the audience. By posing rhetorical questions, you can guide your audience to a desired conclusion or perspective. For example, isn't it time we took action? Anecdotes. Anecdotes are short personal stories or examples that illustrate a point. By sharing anecdotes, you can make your message more relatable and humanize your arguments. Anecdotes can evoke emotions and create a stronger connection with your audience. Parallelism. Parallelism involves using similar grammatical structures or patterns to create a sense of balance and rhythm. By employing parallelism, you can make your message more cohesive and memorable. For example, I came, I saw, I conquered. Antithesis. Antithesis involves contrasting two opposing ideas or concepts to create a powerful effect. By juxtaposing contrasting elements, you can highlight the differences and make your message more impactful. For example, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Irony. Irony involves using words to convey a meaning that is the opposite of the literal interpretation. By employing irony, you can add depth and complexity to your message, making it more thought-provoking and memorable. By incorporating persuasive language and rhetorical devices into your communication, you can elevate your persuasive abilities and increase your chances of success. Remember to adapt your language and devices to suit your audience and the context in which you are communicating. With practice and refinement, you can become a master of persuasive language and effectively influence others to adopt your perspective. 7.4 Engaging and captivating the audience. Engaging and captivating the audience is a crucial aspect of effective communication and persuasion. To successfully persuade others, you must not only present compelling arguments but also connect with your audience on an emotional level and establish credibility. In this section, we will explore various techniques and strategies that can help you engage and captivate your audience, making your persuasive efforts more impactful. 7.4.1 Establishing rapport and connection. Building rapport and establishing a connection with your audience is essential for engaging them in your message. When people feel a sense of connection with the speaker, they are more likely to be receptive to their ideas. Here are some techniques to help you establish rapport. Active listening. Actively listen to your audience's concerns, questions, and feedback. Show genuine interest in what they have to say and respond thoughtfully. This demonstrates that you value their input and creates a sense of mutual understanding. Empathy. Put yourself in your audience's shoes and try to understand their perspective. Show empathy by acknowledging their emotions and concerns. This helps create a bond of trust and makes your audience more open to your message. Authenticity. Be genuine and authentic in your communication. People are more likely to engage with someone who is sincere and transparent. Share personal stories or experiences that relate to your message to establish a deeper connection with your audience. 7.4.2 Using storytelling and narrative techniques. Storytelling is a powerful tool for engaging and captivating an audience. Humans are naturally drawn to stories, and they can evoke emotions, create memorable experiences, and make complex ideas more relatable. Here are some storytelling techniques to consider. Personal anecdotes. Share personal anecdotes that illustrate the main points of your message. Personal stories create a connection between you and your audience, making your message more relatable and memorable. Case studies. Use real-life examples and case studies to demonstrate the effectiveness of your ideas or solutions. Case studies provide concrete evidence and make your message more tangible and persuasive. Metaphors and analogies. Use metaphors and analogies to simplify complex concepts and make them more accessible to your audience. By comparing unfamiliar ideas to something familiar, you can help your audience grasp the essence of your message more easily. Emotional appeal. Incorporate emotional elements into your stories to evoke empathy and create a deeper emotional connection with your audience. By appealing to their emotions, you can engage them on a more profound level and make your message more impactful. 7.4.3 Creating interactive experiences. Engaging your audience through interactive experiences can significantly enhance their involvement and understanding of your message. Here are some techniques to create interactive experiences. Question and answer sessions. Encourage audience participation by incorporating question and answer sessions into your presentation. This allows your audience to actively engage with your ideas, seek clarification, and provide their input. Group activities. Break your audience into smaller groups and assign them tasks or activities related to your message. This promotes collaboration, active learning, and deeper engagement with your content. Visual aids and demonstrations. Utilize visual aids, such as slides, videos, or props, to enhance your message and make it more engaging. Visuals can help clarify complex ideas, create memorable moments, and stimulate the audience's senses. Interactive technology. Incorporate interactive technology, such as live polls, quizzes, or virtual reality experiences, to actively involve your audience. This not only captures their attention but also provides valuable insights and feedback. 7.4.4 Captivating with presentation skills. Your presentation skills play a vital role in engaging and captivating your audience. Here are some techniques to enhance your presentation skills. Confidence and enthusiasm. Project confidence and enthusiasm when delivering your message. Your energy and passion will naturally captivate your audience and make them more receptive to your ideas. Varied delivery. Use a variety of delivery techniques, such as storytelling, humor, or rhetorical questions, to keep your audience engaged and interested. Varying your delivery style helps maintain their attention and prevents monotony. Visual and verbal clarity. Ensure your visuals are clear, concise, and visually appealing. Use simple language and avoid jargon or complex terminology that may confuse your audience. Clear visuals and verbal communication help convey your message effectively. Body language. Pay attention to your body language and nonverbal cues. Maintain eye contact, use appropriate gestures, and stand or move confidently. Positive body language enhances your credibility and helps establish a connection with your audience. Remember, engaging and captivating your audience requires a combination of effective communication techniques, storytelling, interactive experiences, and captivating presentation skills. By employing these strategies, you can create a memorable and persuasive experience that resonates with your audience and increases the likelihood of achieving your desired outcome. 8. Overcoming resistance and objections. 8.1 Identifying common objections. In the process of persuasion, it is common for individuals to have objections or concerns that may hinder their acceptance of your message. These objections can arise due to various reasons such as skepticism, doubt, conflicting beliefs, or personal biases. As a persuasive communicator, it is essential to identify and understand these objections in order to effectively address them and increase the chances of achieving your desired outcome. 8.1.1 Understanding objections. Objections can be seen as barriers that prevent individuals from fully accepting or agreeing with your persuasive message. They can manifest in different forms, such as doubts about the credibility of the speaker, concerns about the validity of the evidence presented, or resistance due to personal beliefs or values. By identifying and addressing these objections, you can overcome resistance and increase the likelihood of persuading your audience. 8.1.2 Common objections. While objections can vary depending on the context and the audience, there are some common objections that tend to arise in persuasive situations. By being aware of these objections, you can proactively prepare your arguments and responses to address them effectively. Here are some common objections you may encounter. 1. Lack of trust or credibility. One of the most common objections is a lack of trust or credibility towards the persuader. If the audience does not perceive you as trustworthy or credible, they may be hesitant to accept your message. This objection can arise due to past experiences, conflicting interests, or a lack of familiarity with the persuader. To address this objection, it is crucial to establish your credibility by demonstrating expertise, providing evidence of your qualifications, and building a personal connection with your audience. 2. Skepticism towards evidence. Another common objection is skepticism towards the evidence presented. People may question the validity, reliability, or relevance of the evidence you provide to support your claims. To overcome this objection, it is important to ensure that your evidence is credible, up-to-date, and relevant to your audience. Additionally, explaining the methodology behind the evidence and addressing any potential biases can help alleviate skepticism. 3. Emotional resistance. Emotional objections can also arise when individuals have strong emotional attachments or biases that conflict with your message. These objections can be challenging to address as they are deeply rooted in personal beliefs and values. To overcome emotional resistance, it is important to acknowledge and validate the emotions of your audience. By empathizing with their concerns and demonstrating that you understand their perspective, you can create a more receptive environment for your message. 4. Lack of relevance or personal benefit. Sometimes, objections may arise due to a perceived lack of relevance or personal benefit. If individuals do not see how your message directly relates to their lives or if they do not perceive any personal gain from accepting your message, they may resist your persuasion attempts. To address this objection, it is important to clearly articulate the benefits and relevance of your message to your audience. By highlighting how your message can positively impact their lives or fulfill their needs, you can increase their motivation to accept your message. 5. Cultural or social barriers. Cultural and social factors can also give rise to objections. Different cultures, social groups, or communities may have specific beliefs, values, or norms that conflict with your message. To address this objection, it is crucial to conduct thorough research and understand the cultural and social context of your audience. By adapting your persuasive strategies to align with their values and beliefs, you can overcome these barriers and increase the effectiveness of your message. 8.1.3 Addressing objections. Once you have identified the common objections, it is important to develop strategies to address them effectively. Here are some approaches you can use to address objections. 1. Provide clear and convincing evidence. When facing objections related to the validity or relevance of your evidence, it is crucial to provide clear and convincing evidence to support your claims. This can include statistics, research findings, expert opinions, or real-life examples. By presenting strong evidence, you can alleviate doubts and increase the credibility of your message. 2. Use emotional appeals. To address objections rooted in emotions, it can be effective to use emotional appeals. By appealing to the emotions of your audience and connecting your message to their values, beliefs, or personal experiences, you can create a stronger emotional connection and increase their receptiveness to your message. 3. Address ethical concerns. If objections arise due to ethical concerns, it is important to address them directly. Explain the ethical considerations behind your message and demonstrate that your intentions are aligned with ethical principles. By addressing ethical concerns, you can build trust and credibility with your audience. 4. Anticipate and preempt objections. By anticipating objections in advance, you can proactively address them before they are raised by your audience. This can be done by incorporating counterarguments into your message or by addressing potential objections during your presentation. By preemptively addressing objections, you can demonstrate your preparedness and increase the effectiveness of your persuasion. Conclusion. Identifying and addressing objections is a crucial aspect of persuasive communication. By understanding common objections and developing strategies to address them, you can overcome resistance, increase the credibility of your message, and enhance your persuasive effectiveness. Remember to listen actively to your audience, empathize with their concerns, and adapt your persuasive strategies accordingly. 8.2 Addressing objections with ethos, pathos, and logos. When it comes to persuasion, it is inevitable that objections and skepticism will arise. People naturally have doubts and concerns, and as a persuasive communicator, it is your responsibility to address these objections effectively. In this section, we will explore how you can utilize ethos, pathos, and logos to overcome resistance and objections. 8.2.1 Establishing ethos to build trust and credibility. Ethos, the appeal to ethics and credibility, plays a crucial role in addressing objections. When faced with skepticism, it is essential to establish yourself as a trustworthy and knowledgeable source. By demonstrating your expertise, integrity, and authenticity, you can alleviate doubts and gain the audience's confidence. One way to establish ethos is by providing evidence of your qualifications and experience. Share your credentials, achievements, and relevant expertise to showcase your credibility. This can be done through personal anecdotes, testimonials, or references from reputable sources. By presenting yourself as a reliable authority, you can address objections by instilling confidence in your audience. Another effective strategy is to highlight your ethical values and principles. Emphasize your commitment to honesty, transparency, and fairness. By aligning your persuasive message with ethical standards, you can address objections related to trustworthiness and integrity. When people perceive you as an ethical communicator, they are more likely to be receptive to your arguments and less likely to raise objections based on ethical concerns. 8.2.2 Appealing to pathos to address emotional objections. Pathos, the appeal to emotions, can be a powerful tool in addressing objections that stem from emotional concerns. Emotions often play a significant role in decision-making, and addressing these emotions can help overcome objections that are rooted in fear, skepticism, or uncertainty. To address emotional objections, it is crucial to empathize with your audience's concerns and acknowledge their emotions. Show that you understand their fears, doubts, or hesitations. By validating their emotions, you create a connection and build rapport, making it easier to address objections. One effective way to appeal to pathos is by using storytelling. Share narratives or personal anecdotes that evoke emotions and resonate with your audience. By connecting your message to relatable experiences, you can address objections by appealing to the emotions of your audience. Stories have the power to create empathy, inspire action, and change perspectives, making them a valuable tool in addressing objections. Additionally, leveraging positive emotions such as hope, joy, or excitement can help counter objections. By highlighting the potential benefits, opportunities, or positive outcomes associated with your persuasive message, you can address objections that arise from a fear of change or uncertainty. By appealing to the positive emotions of your audience, you can create a sense of optimism and enthusiasm that can overcome objections. 8.2.3 Utilizing logos to address rational objections. Logos, the appeal to logic and reason, is essential in addressing objections that are based on rational concerns. When people raise objections rooted in facts, evidence, or logical reasoning, it is crucial to provide a well-reasoned and logical response. To address rational objections, it is important to present strong evidence and logical arguments that support your position. Provide data, statistics, research findings, or expert opinions that validate your claims. By presenting a logical and evidence-based case, you can counter objections by demonstrating the validity and soundness of your arguments. Another effective strategy is to use reasoning and logical thinking to address objections. Break down complex ideas or concepts into simpler, more understandable terms. Use logical frameworks such as syllogisms or deductive reasoning to demonstrate the logical consistency of your arguments. By appealing to the rationality of your audience, you can address objections by providing logical explanations and solutions. 8.2.4 Balancing ethos, pathos, and logos to address objections. While ethos, pathos, and logos are powerful individually, their combined use can be even more effective in addressing objections. By employing a balanced approach, you can address objections from multiple angles, increasing the likelihood of overcoming resistance. When addressing objections, start by establishing your credibility and expertise ethos. This helps build trust and credibility, making it easier for your audience to accept your arguments. Then, appeal to the emotions pathos by empathizing with your audience's concerns and using storytelling to create an emotional connection. Finally, reinforce your arguments with logical reasoning and evidence logos to address any rational objections that may arise. By utilizing a combination of ethos, pathos, and logos, you can create a persuasive argument that addresses objections comprehensively. This approach allows you to connect with your audience on an emotional level, while also providing logical and credible support for your claims. Remember, addressing objections is not about dismissing or ignoring them but rather acknowledging and responding to them in a thoughtful and persuasive manner. By utilizing ethos, pathos, and logos effectively, you can overcome objections and increase the chances of achieving your persuasive goals. 8.3 Handling skepticism and doubt. When it comes to persuasion, it is inevitable to encounter skepticism and doubt from your audience. People naturally question and challenge ideas that are presented to them, especially if they feel uncertain or unconvinced. As a persuasive communicator, it is crucial to address these concerns effectively and navigate through skepticism to maintain your credibility and influence. In this section, we will explore strategies and techniques to handle skepticism and doubt in a persuasive manner. 8.3.1 Understanding skepticism. Skepticism is a healthy and natural response to persuasive attempts. It indicates that your audience is actively engaging with your message and critically evaluating its validity. Rather than viewing skepticism as a barrier, it is important to see it as an opportunity to strengthen your argument and build trust with your audience. 8.3.2 Acknowledging and validating concerns. One of the most effective ways to handle skepticism is by acknowledging and validating the concerns of your audience. When someone expresses doubt or raises objections, it is essential to listen attentively and show empathy towards their perspective. By acknowledging their concerns, you demonstrate that you respect their opinions and are willing to engage in a meaningful dialogue. 8.3.3 Providing clear and convincing evidence. To overcome skepticism, it is crucial to provide clear and convincing evidence to support your claims. This evidence can take various forms, such as statistics, research findings, expert opinions, or real-life examples. By presenting credible and relevant evidence, you can address the doubts of your audience and provide them with a solid foundation to consider your argument. 8.3.4 Anticipating and addressing counterarguments. Another effective strategy for handling skepticism is to anticipate and address potential counterarguments. By proactively acknowledging and refuting opposing viewpoints, you demonstrate that you have thoroughly considered different perspectives and have strong counterarguments to support your position. This approach not only strengthens your argument but also shows your audience that you are open to discussion and willing to engage with differing opinions. 8.3.5 Building trust and credibility. Trust and credibility are essential elements in overcoming skepticism. To build trust, it is important to establish yourself as a credible and reliable source of information. This can be achieved by demonstrating expertise in the subject matter, providing accurate and up-to-date information, and being transparent about your intentions and motivations. By consistently displaying trustworthiness, you can alleviate doubts and increase the likelihood of your audience accepting your persuasive message. 8.3.6 Engaging in active listening. Active listening is a powerful tool for handling skepticism. By actively listening to the concerns and doubts of your audience, you show them that their opinions are valued and respected. This not only helps you understand their perspective better but also allows you to tailor your responses to address their specific concerns. Engaging in active listening fosters a sense of mutual respect and creates a more conducive environment for persuasion. 8.3.7 Using emotional appeals. While logic and evidence are crucial in persuasion, emotions also play a significant role in influencing people's beliefs and attitudes. By incorporating emotional appeals into your persuasive communication, you can connect with your audience on a deeper level and address their doubts and skepticism. Emotional appeals can evoke empathy, compassion, or even excitement, which can help overcome skepticism and create a more receptive audience. 8.3.8 Demonstrating confidence and conviction. Confidence and conviction are essential when handling skepticism. By displaying confidence in your message and conviction in your beliefs, you can inspire trust and credibility in your audience. People are more likely to be persuaded by someone who exudes confidence and conviction in their ideas. However, it is important to strike a balance and avoid coming across as arrogant or dismissive of opposing viewpoints. 8.3.9 Encouraging critical thinking. Rather than trying to eliminate skepticism entirely, it can be beneficial to encourage critical thinking in your audience. By promoting a culture of critical thinking, you empower your audience to evaluate information independently and make informed decisions. Encouraging critical thinking not only helps address skepticism but also fosters a more engaged and intellectually curious audience. 8.3.10 Maintaining ethical standards. Lastly, it is crucial to maintain ethical standards when handling skepticism and doubt. Avoid resorting to manipulative tactics or deceptive practices to win over your audience. Instead, focus on providing accurate information, engaging in honest dialogue, and respecting the autonomy and individual choice of your audience. By upholding ethical standards, you not only maintain your credibility but also contribute to a more ethical and responsible persuasive communication environment. In conclusion, handling skepticism and doubt is an integral part of the persuasion process. By understanding skepticism, acknowledging concerns, providing evidence, anticipating counterarguments, building trust, engaging in active listening, using emotional appeals, demonstrating confidence, encouraging critical thinking, and maintaining ethical standards, you can effectively navigate through skepticism and increase the chances of successfully persuading your audience. Remember, skepticism is an opportunity for growth and improvement, and by addressing it with integrity and skill, you can enhance your persuasive abilities and achieve your desired outcomes. 8.4 Turning opposition into agreement. When it comes to persuasion, one of the most challenging tasks is turning opposition into agreement. It can be disheartening to face resistance and objections from others, especially when you strongly believe in your message or idea. However, with the right approach and understanding of ethos, pathos, and logos, you can effectively navigate through opposition and ultimately achieve agreement. 8.4.1 Acknowledge and understand the opposition. Before attempting to turn opposition into agreement, it is crucial to acknowledge and understand the concerns and objections of the other party. Take the time to listen actively and empathetically to their perspective. By doing so, you demonstrate respect for their opinions and show that you value their input. 8.4.2 Find common ground. To bridge the gap between opposing viewpoints, it is essential to find common ground. Look for shared values, goals, or interests that both parties can agree upon. By highlighting these commonalities, you create a foundation for further discussion and potential agreement. 8.4.3 Appeal to emotions. Emotional appeals, or pathos, can be a powerful tool in turning opposition into agreement. People are more likely to be persuaded when they feel a personal connection to the message or idea being presented. Appeal to their emotions by sharing personal stories, anecdotes, or examples that evoke empathy or resonate with their experiences. By tapping into their emotions, you can create a sense of understanding and empathy, making it easier to shift their perspective. 8.4.4 Present compelling evidence. Logical appeals, or logos, play a crucial role in persuading others. When facing opposition, it is essential to present compelling evidence that supports your argument or idea. This evidence can include facts, statistics, research findings, or expert opinions. By providing solid evidence, you demonstrate credibility and build a strong case for your position. 8.4.5 Address concerns and objections. Opposition often arises from concerns or objections that people have. To turn opposition into agreement, it is crucial to address these concerns directly. Take the time to understand their objections and provide thoughtful and well-reasoned responses. By addressing their concerns, you show that you have taken their perspective into account and are willing to engage in a constructive dialogue. 8.4.6 Offer solutions and compromises. Sometimes, turning opposition into agreement requires finding common ground and offering solutions or compromises. Be open to exploring alternative options that address the concerns of both parties. By demonstrating flexibility and a willingness to find middle ground, you increase the chances of reaching a mutually beneficial agreement. 8.4.7 Use ethical appeals. Ethical appeals, or ethos, can be a powerful tool in persuading others, especially when facing opposition. Highlight your credibility, integrity, and trustworthiness to gain the trust and respect of the other party. Emphasize your expertise, experience, or qualifications that make you a reliable source of information. By establishing your ethical appeal, you create a foundation of trust that can help overcome opposition. 8.4.8 Foster open and respectful communication. Effective communication is key to turning opposition into agreement. Foster an environment of open and respectful dialogue, where all parties feel heard and valued. Encourage active listening, empathy, and understanding. By creating a safe space for discussion, you increase the likelihood of finding common ground and reaching agreement. 8.4.9 Be patient and persistent. Turning opposition into agreement is not always a quick or easy process. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to engage in ongoing dialogue. Understand that changing someone's perspective takes time and effort. Be prepared to address objections, provide additional evidence, and continue the conversation until a resolution is reached. 8.4.10 Seek win-win solutions. In the process of turning opposition into agreement, strive for win-win solutions. Look for outcomes that benefit all parties involved. By focusing on mutual gains and shared benefits, you create an environment where agreement becomes more likely. Avoid a win-lose mentality, as it can lead to further opposition and resistance. 8.4.11 Maintain respect and professionalism. Throughout the process of turning opposition into agreement, it is crucial to maintain respect and professionalism. Treat the other party with courtesy and dignity, even if you strongly disagree with their viewpoint. Avoid personal attacks or derogatory language. By conducting yourself in a respectful and professional manner, you increase the chances of fostering a productive and constructive dialogue. 8.4.12 Evaluate and adapt. As you navigate through opposition and work towards agreement, it is essential to evaluate and adapt your approach. Reflect on what strategies are working and what may need adjustment. Be open to feedback and willing to modify your approach as needed. By continuously evaluating and adapting, you increase your effectiveness in turning opposition into agreement. Remember, turning opposition into agreement requires a combination of empathy, effective communication, and persuasive techniques. By acknowledging and understanding the concerns of others, finding common ground, appealing to emotions, presenting compelling evidence, and fostering open dialogue, you can increase the likelihood of achieving agreement even in the face of opposition. 9. Ethical considerations in persuasion. 9.1 The importance of ethical persuasion. Ethical persuasion is a fundamental aspect of effective communication and plays a crucial role in establishing trust, credibility, and maintaining healthy relationships. It involves using persuasive techniques that are honest, transparent, and respectful of the autonomy and individual choices of others. Ethical persuasion aims to influence others in a way that is morally sound and aligns with ethical principles. 9.1.1 The ethical dilemma. In the realm of persuasion, there is often a fine line between ethical and unethical practices. The ethical dilemma arises when individuals or organizations prioritize their own interests over the well-being and autonomy of others. Unethical persuasion tactics may involve manipulation, deception, or coercion, which can lead to negative consequences and damage relationships. 9.1.2 Building trust and credibility. Ethical persuasion is essential for building trust and credibility with your audience. When you engage in ethical persuasion, you demonstrate integrity and authenticity, which are key factors in establishing a positive reputation. By being transparent and honest in your communication, you create an environment of trust where your audience feels comfortable and valued. 9.1.3 Respecting autonomy and individual choice. One of the core principles of ethical persuasion is respecting the autonomy and individual choices of others. It is important to recognize that each person has their own beliefs, values, and preferences. Ethical persuasion involves presenting information and arguments in a way that allows individuals to make informed decisions based on their own judgment. It respects their right to accept or reject the persuasive message without coercion or manipulation. 9.1.4 Promoting transparency and honesty. Transparency and honesty are integral to ethical persuasion. When you are transparent in your communication, you provide your audience with all the relevant information they need to make an informed decision. This includes being open about your intentions, disclosing any conflicts of interest, and presenting accurate and reliable data. By promoting transparency and honesty, you build credibility and foster a sense of trust with your audience. 9.1.5 Avoiding manipulation and deception. Ethical persuasion requires avoiding manipulative and deceptive tactics. Manipulation involves using tactics that exploit the vulnerabilities or emotions of others to achieve your desired outcome. Deception, on the other hand, involves intentionally misleading or withholding information to manipulate someone's perception or decision-making process. Ethical persuasion focuses on presenting information honestly and allowing individuals to make their own choices based on accurate and complete information. 9.1.6 Balancing persuasion and respect. Ethical persuasion involves finding a balance between effectively conveying your message and respecting the autonomy and individual choices of others. It is important to recognize that not everyone will be persuaded by your arguments, and that is okay. Ethical persuasion respects the diversity of opinions and allows for open dialogue and respectful disagreement. It is about presenting your perspective while also valuing and considering the perspectives of others. 9.1.7 Long-term benefits of ethical persuasion. Engaging in ethical persuasion has numerous long-term benefits. When you prioritize ethical practices, you build strong and lasting relationships based on trust and respect. Ethical persuasion fosters open communication, encourages collaboration, and promotes mutual understanding. It allows for the exchange of ideas and perspectives, leading to better decision-making and problem-solving. By practicing ethical persuasion, you contribute to a positive and ethical culture in your personal and professional interactions. 9.1.8 Ethical persuasion in different contexts. Ethical persuasion is applicable in various contexts, including advertising and marketing, politics and public speaking, negotiation and conflict resolution, and personal relationships. In each of these contexts, ethical persuasion plays a vital role in establishing credibility, building trust, and fostering positive relationships. By adhering to ethical principles, you can effectively influence others while maintaining the integrity of your message and respecting the autonomy of your audience. 9.1.9 Conclusion. Ethical persuasion is a powerful tool that can positively impact your personal and professional relationships. By prioritizing transparency, honesty, and respect, you can build trust, credibility, and foster open communication. Ethical persuasion allows for the exchange of ideas and perspectives, leading to better decision-making and problem-solving. By practicing ethical persuasion, you contribute to a more ethical and harmonious society. 9.2 Avoiding manipulation and deception. In the pursuit of persuasion, it is crucial to maintain ethical standards and avoid any form of manipulation or deception. While ethos, pathos, and logos are powerful tools for influencing others, they should be used responsibly and with integrity. This section will explore the importance of ethical persuasion, provide guidelines for avoiding manipulation and deception, and highlight the significance of transparency and honesty in persuasive communication. The ethics of persuasion. Ethical persuasion is rooted in the principles of honesty, respect, and fairness. It involves presenting information and arguments in a truthful and transparent manner, while respecting the autonomy and individual choice of the audience. Ethical persuasion seeks to empower individuals to make informed decisions based on accurate and reliable information, rather than manipulating or deceiving them for personal gain. Guidelines for avoiding manipulation. To ensure ethical persuasion, it is essential to adhere to certain guidelines that help prevent manipulation and deception. By following these principles, you can maintain credibility and build trust with your audience. 1. Provide accurate information. Always strive to present accurate and reliable information to your audience. Misrepresenting facts or distorting the truth can lead to a loss of credibility and undermine the effectiveness of your persuasive efforts. Verify the information you use and cite credible sources to support your claims. 2. Avoid emotional manipulation. While pathos is a powerful tool for appealing to emotions, it should never be used to manipulate or exploit the emotions of your audience. Instead, focus on eliciting genuine emotional responses by connecting with their values and experiences. Be mindful of the line between emotional persuasion and emotional manipulation, and ensure that your intentions are always ethical. 3. Be transparent about motives. Transparency is key to ethical persuasion. Clearly communicate your motives and intentions to your audience, ensuring they understand why you are trying to persuade them. Concealing ulterior motives or using hidden agendas can erode trust and lead to skepticism. By being transparent, you allow your audience to make informed decisions based on their own judgment. 4. Respect individual autonomy. Respecting the autonomy and individual choice of your audience is paramount. Avoid using coercive tactics or pressure to manipulate their decisions. Instead, provide them with the necessary information and allow them to make their own choices. Recognize that individuals have the right to disagree or reject your persuasive message, and respect their autonomy even if it goes against your desired outcome. 5. Avoid deceptive techniques. Steer clear of deceptive techniques such as false statistics, misleading visuals, or exaggerated claims. These tactics may provide short-term gains but can damage your credibility in the long run. Instead, focus on presenting honest and compelling arguments that are supported by evidence and logical reasoning. Promoting transparency and honesty. Transparency and honesty are essential components of ethical persuasion. By promoting these values, you can establish trust and credibility with your audience. Here are some ways to incorporate transparency and honesty into your persuasive communication. 1. Disclose conflicts of interest. If you have any conflicts of interest that may influence your persuasive message, it is crucial to disclose them to your audience. This transparency allows them to evaluate your arguments with full awareness of any potential biases. By acknowledging and addressing conflicts of interest, you demonstrate integrity and build trust. 2. Provide balanced information. Presenting a balanced view of the topic you are discussing is essential for ethical persuasion. Acknowledge opposing viewpoints and address counterarguments honestly and respectfully. By providing a comprehensive and unbiased perspective, you show your audience that you value their ability to make informed decisions. 3. Acknowledge limitations. No persuasive argument is without limitations. Be honest about the limitations of your own arguments and acknowledge any uncertainties or gaps in your knowledge. By demonstrating humility and acknowledging the complexity of the issue, you show your audience that you are committed to intellectual honesty and open dialogue. 4. Encourage critical thinking. Promote critical thinking and independent evaluation of information. Encourage your audience to question and analyze the arguments presented, rather than blindly accepting them. By fostering a culture of critical thinking, you empower individuals to make informed decisions based on their own judgment. Conclusion. Ethical persuasion requires a commitment to honesty, transparency, and respect for individual autonomy. By avoiding manipulation and deception, you can build trust and credibility with your audience. Remember that the power of persuasion lies not only in the effectiveness of your arguments but also in the ethical manner in which you present them. By adhering to ethical principles, you can harness the power of ethos, pathos, and logos to influence others positively and responsibly. 9.3 Respecting autonomy and individual choice. Respecting autonomy and individual choice is a crucial aspect of ethical persuasion. As persuaders, it is essential to recognize and honor the autonomy of our audience members, allowing them to make their own decisions based on their values, beliefs, and preferences. Respecting autonomy means acknowledging that individuals have the right to think for themselves, make their own choices, and have control over their own lives. 9.3.1 The importance of autonomy. Autonomy is a fundamental human right that should be upheld in all aspects of life, including persuasion. When we respect autonomy, we acknowledge that each person has their own unique experiences, perspectives, and desires. By recognizing and valuing their autonomy, we empower individuals to make decisions that align with their own values and interests. In the context of persuasion, respecting autonomy means presenting information and arguments in a way that allows individuals to critically evaluate and make informed choices. It involves providing them with the necessary tools and knowledge to make decisions that are in their best interest, rather than manipulating or coercing them into a particular course of action. 9.3.2 Informed consent. Respecting autonomy also involves obtaining informed consent from individuals before attempting to persuade them. Informed consent means ensuring that individuals have a clear understanding of the information being presented, the potential consequences of their decisions, and the alternatives available to them. It requires transparency and honesty in our communication, allowing individuals to make choices based on accurate and complete information. When seeking informed consent, it is important to provide individuals with all relevant facts, including both the benefits and potential risks or drawbacks of the proposed course of action. This allows them to weigh the pros and cons and make decisions that align with their own values and priorities. 9.3.3 Avoiding coercion and manipulation. Respecting autonomy also means refraining from using coercive or manipulative tactics to influence others. Coercion involves using threats, intimidation, or force to compel someone to act against their will. Manipulation, on the other hand, involves using deceptive or dishonest techniques to influence someone's thoughts or behavior. In ethical persuasion, it is crucial to avoid these tactics and instead focus on presenting compelling arguments and evidence that allow individuals to make their own choices. By providing accurate information, appealing to their values and emotions, and engaging in open and honest dialogue, we can create an environment that respects autonomy and encourages individuals to make decisions that are in their best interest. 9.3.4 Empowering decision-making. Respecting autonomy also involves empowering individuals to make decisions that align with their own values and goals. This can be achieved by providing them with the necessary knowledge, skills, and resources to make informed choices. By offering education and support, we enable individuals to evaluate the information presented to them and make decisions that reflect their own desires and aspirations. Furthermore, respecting autonomy means accepting and respecting the decisions made by individuals, even if they differ from our own opinions or preferences. It is important to recognize that everyone has the right to make choices that are meaningful to them, even if we may disagree with those choices. By embracing diversity and respecting individual autonomy, we foster a culture of inclusivity and mutual respect. 9.3.5 Balancing autonomy and influence. While it is important to respect autonomy and individual choice, it is also essential to recognize that persuasion inherently involves influencing others. The goal is not to eliminate influence but rather to ensure that it is done ethically and with respect for autonomy. Balancing autonomy and influence requires finding a middle ground where individuals are empowered to make their own decisions while still being open to the influence of persuasive arguments and evidence. This can be achieved by providing individuals with a range of options, allowing them to consider different perspectives, and encouraging critical thinking and reflection. By respecting autonomy and individual choice, we create a persuasive environment that values the agency and dignity of each person. This approach not only promotes ethical persuasion but also fosters trust, credibility, and long-term relationships with our audience members. Ultimately, by respecting autonomy, we empower individuals to make decisions that are aligned with their own values and aspirations, leading to more meaningful and sustainable outcomes. 9.4 Promoting transparency and honesty. Transparency and honesty are essential elements in the art of persuasion. When engaging in persuasive communication, it is crucial to establish trust and credibility with your audience. By promoting transparency and honesty, you not only build a strong foundation for your persuasive arguments but also foster long-term relationships based on integrity and authenticity. 9.4.1 The importance of transparency. Transparency refers to the act of being open, honest, and forthcoming in your communication. It involves sharing relevant information, disclosing any potential conflicts of interest, and being accountable for your actions. Transparency is vital in persuasion because it allows your audience to make informed decisions based on complete and accurate information. When you are transparent, you demonstrate respect for your audience's autonomy and their right to access information. By providing clear and honest explanations, you empower them to evaluate your arguments critically and make their own judgments. Transparency also helps to establish your credibility as a communicator, as it shows that you have nothing to hide and are willing to be held accountable for your claims. 9.4.2 Honesty in persuasion. Honesty is the foundation of ethical persuasion. It involves presenting information truthfully and accurately, without distorting or manipulating facts. Honesty builds trust and credibility, as it shows that you have the best interests of your audience in mind and are committed to providing them with reliable information. In persuasive communication, it can be tempting to exaggerate or omit certain details to strengthen your argument. However, such tactics can undermine your credibility and damage your relationship with your audience. Honesty requires you to present both the strengths and weaknesses of your position, acknowledging any potential counterarguments or limitations. By doing so, you demonstrate intellectual integrity and show that you respect your audience's intelligence. 9.4.3 Promoting transparency and honesty in practice. To promote transparency and honesty in your persuasive communication, consider the following strategies. 9.4.3.1 Provide clear and accurate information. Ensure that the information you present is clear, accurate, and supported by evidence. Use reliable sources and cite your references to establish credibility. Avoid making exaggerated claims or using misleading statistics. Instead, focus on presenting the facts in a balanced and objective manner. 9.4.3.2 Disclose potential biases or conflicts of interest. If you have any personal or professional biases that may influence your argument, it is important to disclose them upfront. By acknowledging your biases, you demonstrate transparency and allow your audience to consider them when evaluating your arguments. Similarly, if you have any conflicts of interest that may impact your position, it is essential to disclose them to maintain transparency and avoid any perception of manipulation. 9.4.3.3 Address counterarguments and limitations. Acknowledge and address potential counterarguments or limitations to your position. By openly discussing opposing viewpoints or acknowledging the limitations of your argument, you show that you have considered different perspectives and are willing to engage in a fair and balanced discussion. This approach not only promotes transparency but also strengthens your credibility by demonstrating intellectual honesty. 9.4.3.4 Be responsive to feedback and questions. Encourage feedback and questions from your audience and be responsive to them. When someone raises a valid concern or asks a question, address it honestly and respectfully. If you don't have an immediate answer, be transparent about it and commit to finding the information or addressing the concern later. By being open to feedback and demonstrating a willingness to engage in dialogue, you foster an environment of trust and transparency. 9.4.3.5 Avoid manipulative tactics. Steer clear of manipulative tactics such as emotional manipulation, fearmongering, or using misleading language. These tactics undermine transparency and honesty in persuasion. Instead, focus on presenting your arguments logically and appealing to your audience's intellect and emotions in an ethical and respectful manner. 9.4.4 The benefits of transparency and honesty. Promoting transparency and honesty in persuasion offers several benefits. 9.4.4.1 Building trust and credibility. Transparency and honesty are key factors in building trust and credibility with your audience. When you are transparent about your intentions, disclose relevant information, and present your arguments honestly, you establish yourself as a trustworthy communicator. This trust forms the basis for a strong and enduring relationship with your audience. 9.4.4.2 Enhancing audience engagement. When your audience perceives you as transparent and honest, they are more likely to engage with your message. Transparency fosters a sense of authenticity and sincerity, making your audience more receptive to your ideas. By promoting transparency, you create an environment that encourages active participation and meaningful dialogue. 9.4.4.3 Strengthening long-term relationships. Transparency and honesty lay the foundation for long-term relationships with your audience. When you consistently demonstrate transparency and honesty in your communication, you build a reputation for integrity and reliability. This reputation not only helps you in the immediate context of persuasion but also contributes to your long-term success as a communicator. Conclusion. Promoting transparency and honesty in persuasion is essential for establishing trust, credibility, and long-term relationships with your audience. By providing clear and accurate information, disclosing biases and conflicts of interest, addressing counter-arguments, and avoiding manipulative tactics, you create an environment of openness and integrity. Transparency and honesty not only strengthen your persuasive arguments but also contribute to ethical and effective communication. 10. Persuasion in different contexts. 10.1 Persuasion in advertising and marketing. Advertising and marketing are essential components of any business strategy. They play a crucial role in persuading consumers to buy products or services. To effectively influence consumer behavior, advertisers and marketers often employ various persuasive techniques, including the use of ethos, pathos, and logos. 10.1.1 Ethos in advertising and marketing. Ethos, one of the three pillars of persuasion, focuses on establishing credibility and trustworthiness. In advertising and marketing, ethos is used to create a positive perception of a brand or company. Advertisers often employ celebrities, experts, or well-known figures to endorse their products or services. By associating their brand with individuals who are respected and admired, advertisers aim to transfer the positive qualities of these individuals to their products. For example, a popular athlete endorsing a sports drink creates a sense of trust and credibility in the product. Consumers are more likely to believe that the sports drink is effective and reliable because it is associated with someone they admire and trust. This appeal to ethos can be a powerful tool in persuading consumers to choose one brand over another. Additionally, companies often highlight their expertise and experience in their advertising campaigns. They may emphasize their years of industry experience, the use of advanced technology, or their commitment to quality. By showcasing their expertise, companies aim to establish themselves as reliable and trustworthy sources of products or services. 10.1.2 Pathos in advertising and marketing. Pathos, the emotional appeal, is another persuasive technique commonly used in advertising and marketing. Emotions play a significant role in consumer decision-making, and advertisers leverage this by creating advertisements that evoke specific emotions. Advertisers often use storytelling and narratives to connect with consumers on an emotional level. By telling a compelling story, advertisers can create an emotional bond between the consumer and the brand. For example, a commercial that depicts a heartwarming family reunion can evoke feelings of love, nostalgia, and happiness. These emotions can then be associated with the brand, making it more memorable and appealing to consumers. Fear and desire are also powerful emotional triggers used in advertising. Advertisers often highlight the negative consequences of not using their product or the positive benefits of using it. For instance, a skincare product advertisement may emphasize the fear of aging and the desire for youthful-looking skin. By appealing to these emotions, advertisers can create a sense of urgency and persuade consumers to take action. 10.1.3 Logos in advertising and marketing. Logos, the logical appeal, is based on presenting rational arguments and evidence to persuade consumers. In advertising and marketing, logos is often used to highlight the features, benefits, and unique selling points of a product or service. Advertisers use facts, statistics, and logical reasoning to convince consumers that their product is the best choice. For example, a car advertisement may focus on the fuel efficiency, safety features, and performance specifications of the vehicle. By providing concrete data and logical arguments, advertisers aim to convince consumers that their car is superior to others in the market. Moreover, logos can also be used to appeal to the intellectual curiosity of consumers. Advertisers may present puzzles, quizzes, or thought-provoking questions to engage consumers' minds. By stimulating their curiosity, advertisers can create a sense of intrigue and encourage consumers to explore more about the product or service. 10.1.4 The integration of ethos, pathos, and logos in advertising and marketing. While ethos, pathos, and logos are distinct persuasive techniques, they are often used together in advertising and marketing campaigns. The integration of these techniques allows advertisers to create a comprehensive and compelling message that resonates with consumers. By combining ethos, pathos, and logos, advertisers can establish credibility, evoke emotions, and provide logical reasoning simultaneously. This holistic approach increases the effectiveness of the advertisement and enhances its persuasive impact. For example, a charity advertisement may feature a well-known celebrity, ethos, sharing a heart-wrenching story, pathos, about the impact of their organization. The advertisement may also provide statistics and evidence, logos, to demonstrate the effectiveness of the charity's work. By integrating these persuasive techniques, the advertisement aims to inspire empathy, trust, and logical reasoning in viewers, ultimately encouraging them to donate to the cause. In conclusion, persuasion in advertising and marketing relies on the strategic use of ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos establishes credibility and trust, pathos appeals to emotions, and logos provides logical reasoning. By integrating these techniques, advertisers and marketers can create persuasive campaigns that effectively influence consumer behavior. Understanding and utilizing the power of ethos, pathos, and logos is essential for anyone involved in the field of advertising and marketing. 10.2 Persuasion in Politics and Public Speaking. Politics and public speaking are two arenas where persuasion plays a crucial role. Whether it's a political campaign, a public speech, or a debate, the ability to persuade and influence others is essential for success. In this section, we will explore how ethos, pathos, and logos are utilized in politics and public speaking to sway opinions, mobilize support, and create lasting impact. 10.2.1 Establishing ethos in politics and public speaking. Ethos, the appeal to credibility and trustworthiness, is of utmost importance in politics and public speaking. Politicians and public speakers must establish themselves as reliable and knowledgeable figures to gain the trust and confidence of their audience. They achieve this by showcasing their expertise, experience, and integrity. In politics, candidates often emphasize their qualifications, accomplishments, and track record to establish their ethos. They highlight their educational background, professional achievements, and public service experience to demonstrate their competence and credibility. By doing so, they aim to convince voters that they are the most qualified and trustworthy individuals to lead. Similarly, in public speaking, speakers must establish their ethos to captivate and persuade their audience. They may share personal anecdotes, credentials, or testimonials to build rapport and credibility. By presenting themselves as credible and trustworthy individuals, speakers can effectively connect with their audience and gain their support. 10.2.2 Evoking pathos in politics and public speaking. Pathos, the appeal to emotions, is a powerful tool in politics and public speaking. Emotions have the ability to move people, inspire action, and create lasting impressions. Politicians and public speakers often use emotional appeals to connect with their audience on a deeper level and elicit a desired response. In politics, emotional appeals are commonly used to rally support, generate enthusiasm, and mobilize voters. Candidates often share personal stories, anecdotes, or narratives that evoke empathy, compassion, or a sense of shared experience. By tapping into the emotions of their audience, politicians can create a strong emotional connection and motivate them to take action, such as voting or volunteering. Public speakers also utilize pathos to engage and captivate their audience. They may use storytelling techniques, vivid language, or powerful imagery to evoke specific emotions. By appealing to the emotions of their listeners, speakers can create a memorable and impactful experience that resonates long after the speech is over. 10.2.3 Employing logos in politics and public speaking. Logos, the appeal to logic and reason, is crucial in politics and public speaking to present a compelling and persuasive argument. Politicians and public speakers must use logical reasoning, evidence, and facts to support their claims and convince their audience of their viewpoint. In politics, candidates often rely on data, statistics, and expert opinions to back up their policy proposals and arguments. They present logical arguments that demonstrate the feasibility and effectiveness of their plans. By appealing to the rationality of voters, politicians aim to persuade them that their policies are the most logical and beneficial choice. Public speakers also employ logos to present a well-structured and logical argument. They use facts, examples, and logical reasoning to support their main points and persuade their audience. By presenting a logical and coherent argument, speakers can convince their listeners to adopt their perspective or take a specific course of action. 10.2.4 The interplay of ethos, pathos, and logos in politics and public speaking. In politics and public speaking, the most effective persuasion occurs when ethos, pathos, and logos are used in harmony. Successful politicians and public speakers understand the importance of balancing these three appeals to create a persuasive and impactful message. By establishing their ethos, politicians and public speakers gain the trust and credibility needed to connect with their audience. They then utilize pathos to evoke emotions and create a strong emotional connection. Finally, they employ logos to present logical arguments and convince their audience of the validity of their viewpoint. The interplay of ethos, pathos, and logos is evident in political speeches, debates, and campaign advertisements. Candidates often begin by establishing their credibility and expertise, then proceed to evoke emotions by sharing personal stories or appealing to shared values. They then present logical arguments supported by evidence and facts to persuade their audience. Similarly, public speakers use ethos to establish their credibility, pathos to engage the emotions of their audience, and logos to present a logical and well-supported argument. By effectively utilizing these appeals, politicians and public speakers can create a persuasive and memorable message that resonates with their audience. In conclusion, persuasion in politics and public speaking relies heavily on the effective use of ethos, pathos, and logos. Politicians and public speakers must establish their credibility, evoke emotions, and present logical arguments to sway opinions and mobilize support. By understanding and harnessing the power of these appeals, individuals can become more persuasive communicators in the realm of politics and public speaking. 10.3 Persuasion in Negotiation and Conflict Resolution. Negotiation and conflict resolution are essential skills in both personal and professional settings. Whether you are trying to reach a compromise with a colleague, resolve a dispute with a family member, or negotiate a business deal, the power of persuasion plays a crucial role in achieving successful outcomes. In this section, we will explore how the principles of ethos, pathos, and logos can be applied to negotiation and conflict resolution to effectively persuade and influence others. 10.3.1 Establishing ethos in negotiation. Ethos, or credibility, is a fundamental aspect of persuasion in negotiation and conflict resolution. Establishing your credibility is crucial in gaining the trust and respect of the other party involved. When negotiating, it is essential to demonstrate your expertise, knowledge, and integrity to create a foundation of trust. One way to establish ethos is by showcasing your experience and expertise in the subject matter at hand. By highlighting your qualifications, achievements, and relevant background, you can position yourself as a credible and trustworthy negotiator. This can be done by providing evidence of your past successes, sharing relevant case studies, or presenting testimonials from satisfied clients or colleagues. Another aspect of ethos in negotiation is maintaining a professional and ethical approach. Acting with integrity, honesty, and transparency will enhance your credibility and build trust with the other party. By adhering to ethical standards and demonstrating fairness, you can create an environment that fosters open communication and collaboration. 10.3.2 Appealing to pathos in negotiation. Pathos, or emotional appeal, can be a powerful tool in negotiation and conflict resolution. Emotions play a significant role in decision-making, and understanding and addressing the emotional needs and concerns of the other party can help create a more favorable negotiation environment. To appeal to pathos, it is crucial to actively listen and empathize with the emotions expressed by the other party. By demonstrating empathy and understanding, you can establish a connection and build rapport. Acknowledging and validating their emotions can help create a more cooperative atmosphere and increase the likelihood of finding mutually beneficial solutions. Using storytelling and narratives can also be an effective way to appeal to pathos in negotiation. Sharing personal anecdotes or relatable stories can evoke emotions and create a sense of shared experience. This can help the other party see the situation from your perspective and foster empathy and understanding. Additionally, leveraging the emotions of hope and optimism can be beneficial in negotiation. By highlighting the potential positive outcomes and benefits of reaching an agreement, you can inspire the other party and motivate them to work towards a resolution. 10.3.3 Utilizing logos in negotiation. Logos, or logical appeal, is essential in negotiation and conflict resolution to present rational arguments and support your position with sound reasoning. Using logic and evidence can help persuade the other party by demonstrating the validity and feasibility of your proposals. When utilizing logos in negotiation, it is crucial to present strong evidence to support your claims. This can include data, statistics, research findings, or expert opinions. By providing objective and verifiable information, you can strengthen your arguments and make them more compelling. Using logical reasoning is another effective way to appeal to logos. By presenting a logical sequence of ideas and demonstrating cause and effect relationships, you can help the other party understand the rationale behind your proposals. This can involve outlining the potential benefits, outlining the potential risks, and explaining how your suggestions align with their interests and goals. It is important to note that while logos is essential in negotiation, it should be used in conjunction with ethos and pathos. By combining all three persuasive appeals, you can create a well-rounded and compelling negotiation strategy that addresses both the rational and emotional aspects of the situation. 10.3.4 Strategies for Successful Negotiation and Conflict Resolution. In addition to understanding and applying ethos, pathos, and logos, there are several strategies that can enhance your effectiveness in negotiation and conflict resolution. Preparation. Thoroughly research and gather information about the subject matter, the other party, and potential alternatives before entering into negotiations. This will help you anticipate challenges, identify common ground, and develop persuasive arguments. Active listening. Actively listen to the other party's concerns, needs, and interests. By demonstrating genuine interest and understanding, you can build trust and create a more collaborative atmosphere. Win-win solutions. Strive for mutually beneficial outcomes that address the interests of both parties. By focusing on creating value and finding common ground, you can increase the likelihood of reaching a satisfactory resolution. Problem-solving approach. Adopt a problem-solving mindset rather than a confrontational one. By viewing the negotiation as an opportunity to find creative solutions, you can foster cooperation and reduce conflict. Flexibility and adaptability. Be open to alternative perspectives and be willing to adjust your position if it aligns with the overall goal of reaching a resolution. Flexibility and adaptability can help overcome impasses and facilitate compromise. Effective communication. Use clear and concise language, avoid jargon, and communicate your ideas effectively. Tailor your message to the needs and preferences of the other party to ensure understanding and engagement. By combining the principles of ethos, pathos, and logos with these strategies, you can significantly enhance your persuasive abilities in negotiation and conflict resolution. Remember that successful persuasion is not about manipulation or coercion but about creating an environment of trust, empathy, and collaboration. 10.4 Persuasion in Personal Relationships. In addition to its applications in advertising, politics, and negotiation, the power of persuasion is also highly relevant in personal relationships. Whether it's with our partners, family members, friends, or colleagues, the ability to effectively communicate and influence others can greatly impact the quality of our relationships. In this section, we will explore how ethos, pathos, and logos can be utilized to enhance our persuasive skills within personal relationships. 10.4.1 Building trust and credibility. Trust and credibility are essential components of any successful relationship. When attempting to persuade someone in a personal context, it is crucial to establish and maintain trust. Ethos, the appeal to ethics and credibility, plays a significant role in this process. Demonstrating integrity and reliability. To build trust, it is important to consistently demonstrate integrity and reliability. This means keeping promises, being honest, and acting in a way that aligns with your values. When others perceive you as trustworthy, they are more likely to be open to your ideas and suggestions. Sharing personal experiences. Sharing personal experiences can also enhance your credibility and strengthen your persuasive efforts. By relating your own experiences, you can provide real-life examples that resonate with the other person's emotions and experiences. This helps to establish a connection and build trust. 10.4.2 Appealing to emotions. Emotions play a significant role in personal relationships. When attempting to persuade someone in a personal context, appealing to their emotions can be highly effective. Understanding and empathizing with emotions. To effectively appeal to emotions, it is important to understand and empathize with the other person's feelings. By acknowledging and validating their emotions, you create a safe space for open communication and increase the likelihood of them being receptive to your perspective. Using emotional stories and narratives. Stories and narratives have a powerful impact on our emotions. By sharing personal stories or anecdotes that evoke specific emotions, you can create a deeper connection with the other person. This connection can help them see things from your perspective and be more open to your ideas. 10.4.3 Utilizing logical reasoning. While emotions are important in personal relationships, logical reasoning also plays a role in persuasion. Logos, the appeal to logic and reason, can be used to present rational arguments and support your position. Presenting clear and logical arguments. When presenting your ideas or opinions, it is important to structure your arguments in a clear and logical manner. This involves providing evidence, facts, and logical reasoning to support your position. By presenting a well-reasoned argument, you increase the likelihood of the other person considering your perspective. Addressing counter-arguments. In personal relationships, it is common for others to have differing opinions or concerns. When attempting to persuade someone, it is important to address their counter-arguments in a respectful and thoughtful manner. By acknowledging their concerns and providing logical responses, you demonstrate that you have considered their perspective and are open to a constructive dialogue. 10.4.4 Balancing ethos, pathos, and logos. To be effective in persuading others in personal relationships, it is important to strike a balance between ethos, pathos, and logos. Each of these appeals has its own strengths and weaknesses, and understanding how to use them in combination can greatly enhance your persuasive abilities. Recognizing the context and relationship dynamics. The effectiveness of persuasion techniques can vary depending on the context and the dynamics of the relationship. It is important to consider the individual's personality, values, and communication style when deciding which appeals to emphasize. By tailoring your approach to the specific situation, you increase the chances of successfully persuading the other person. Active listening and empathy. Active listening and empathy are crucial skills in personal relationships. By actively listening to the other person's concerns, needs, and desires, you demonstrate that you value their perspective. This creates a foundation of trust and understanding, making them more receptive to your persuasive efforts. Respecting autonomy and individual choice. In personal relationships, it is important to respect the autonomy and individual choice of the other person. Persuasion should never be used to manipulate or coerce someone into doing something against their will. Instead, focus on presenting your ideas and opinions in a respectful manner, allowing the other person to make their own decisions. In conclusion, persuasion plays a significant role in personal relationships. By utilizing ethos, pathos, and logos, we can enhance our persuasive skills and improve the quality of our interactions with others. Building trust and credibility, appealing to emotions, utilizing logical reasoning, and finding the right balance between these appeals are key to successful persuasion in personal relationships. Remember to always approach persuasion with respect, empathy, and a genuine desire to understand and connect with others. 11. The psychology of persuasion. 11.1 Understanding cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are inherent tendencies or patterns of thinking that can lead to errors in judgment and decision-making. These biases are a result of our brain's attempt to simplify complex information processing and make quick judgments based on limited information. While cognitive biases can sometimes be helpful in making efficient decisions, they can also lead to irrational and illogical thinking. 11.1.1 Confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the tendency to seek out and interpret information in a way that confirms our pre-existing beliefs or hypotheses. This bias can lead us to ignore or dismiss information that contradicts our beliefs and selectively focus on information that supports them. Confirmation bias can be particularly problematic when it comes to persuasion because it can prevent us from considering alternative viewpoints and evaluating evidence objectively. 11.1.2 Availability heuristic. The availability heuristic is a mental shortcut that relies on immediate examples that come to mind when evaluating a specific topic or making a decision. This bias occurs when we overestimate the likelihood of events or situations based on how easily we can recall them from memory. For example, if we hear about a plane crash on the news, we may overestimate the risk of flying, even though statistically, it is a safe mode of transportation. In persuasion, the availability heuristic can be used to manipulate perceptions by highlighting vivid and memorable examples that support a particular argument. 11.1.3 Anchoring Bias. The anchoring bias refers to the tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information encountered when making decisions. This initial information, or anchor, influences subsequent judgments, even if it is irrelevant or arbitrary. For example, when negotiating a price, the first offer made can serve as an anchor, shaping the perception of what is a reasonable price. In persuasion, the anchoring bias can be used strategically by presenting a high or low initial offer to influence the perception of value or cost. 11.1.4 Framing Effect. The framing effect occurs when the way information is presented or framed influences our judgments and decisions. The same information can be framed in different ways to evoke different responses. For example, a medical treatment can be framed as having a 90% success rate or a 10% failure rate, even though both statements convey the same information. The framing effect can be used in persuasion by presenting information in a way that emphasizes the positive aspects or minimizes the negative aspects of a particular argument. 11.1.5 Bandwagon Effect. The bandwagon effect is the tendency to adopt certain beliefs or behaviors because others are doing so. This bias is based on the assumption that if many people believe or do something, it must be correct or desirable. The bandwagon effect can be particularly powerful in persuasive communication, as it appeals to our desire to fit in and be part of a group. By highlighting the popularity or social acceptance of a particular idea or product, persuasion can leverage the bandwagon effect to influence attitudes and behaviors. 11.1.6 Loss aversion. Loss aversion refers to the tendency to prefer avoiding losses over acquiring equivalent gains. In other words, people are more motivated to avoid losing something they already have than to gain something of equal value. This bias can influence decision-making by making people more risk-averse and resistant to change. In persuasion, understanding loss aversion can be useful in framing arguments in terms of potential losses that may occur if the desired action is not taken. 11.1.7 Halo Effect. The halo effect is the tendency to generalize positive or negative impressions of a person, brand, or product based on a single characteristic or attribute. For example, if we perceive someone as physically attractive, we may also assume they possess other positive qualities such as intelligence or kindness. In persuasion, the halo effect can be used to enhance credibility and influence by associating a person or product with positive attributes or endorsements. 11.1.8 Overconfidence Bias. Overconfidence bias refers to the tendency to overestimate our own abilities, knowledge, and the accuracy of our judgments. This bias can lead to overestimating the likelihood of success and underestimating risks and challenges. In persuasion, overconfidence bias can be used to instill confidence in others by presenting a persuasive argument with certainty and conviction. 11.1.9 Sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy is the tendency to continue investing time, money, or effort into a decision or project, even when it is no longer rational to do so. This bias occurs because we are reluctant to waste resources that have already been invested, even if the future benefits are unlikely. In persuasion, understanding the sunk cost fallacy can be helpful in addressing objections and encouraging individuals to consider the present and future costs and benefits of a particular decision. 11.1.10 Authority Bias. Authority bias is the tendency to attribute greater credibility and trustworthiness to individuals or sources perceived as authoritative or knowledgeable. This bias can lead us to accept information or follow instructions without questioning or critically evaluating them. In persuasion, authority bias can be leveraged by presenting information or endorsements from credible experts or influential figures to enhance the persuasiveness of an argument. Understanding these cognitive biases is crucial for effective persuasion. By recognizing and addressing these biases, persuaders can develop more compelling and persuasive arguments that appeal to the rational and emotional aspects of decision-making. Additionally, being aware of these biases can also help individuals become more critical thinkers and make more informed decisions in their everyday lives. 11.2 The Power of Social Proof and Influence. In the realm of persuasion, social proof and influence play a significant role in shaping people's beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. As social beings, we often look to others for guidance on how to think, feel, and act in various situations. This reliance on social proof can be a powerful tool for persuaders to leverage in their communication strategies. The concept of social proof. Social proof refers to the psychological phenomenon where individuals look to the actions and behaviors of others to determine the appropriate course of action in a given situation. It is based on the assumption that if many people are doing something, it must be the correct or desirable thing to do. This concept was popularized by psychologist Robert Cialdini in his book, Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. The influence of others. Humans are inherently social creatures, and our behavior is heavily influenced by the actions and opinions of those around us. We often seek validation and reassurance from others, especially in situations where we are uncertain or unfamiliar. This influence can be particularly strong when we perceive the others as similar to ourselves or as experts in a particular domain. Types of social proof. There are several types of social proof that persuaders can utilize to enhance their persuasive efforts. 1. Expert social proof. Expert social proof involves using the opinions or actions of recognized authorities or experts in a specific field to influence others. When people perceive someone as knowledgeable and credible, they are more likely to follow their lead. For example, a dentist recommending a particular brand of toothpaste can be a powerful form of expert social proof. 2. Celebrity social proof. Celebrity social proof relies on the influence of well-known individuals to persuade others. Celebrities often have a significant following and can sway public opinion through their endorsements or actions. Advertisements featuring celebrities using a product or supporting a cause are common examples of celebrity social proof. 3. User social proof. User social proof involves showcasing the experiences and opinions of satisfied customers or users of a product or service. Testimonials, reviews, and ratings are common forms of user social proof. When potential customers see positive feedback from others, they are more likely to trust the product or service and make a purchase. 4. Wisdom of the crowd. The wisdom of the crowd refers to the idea that the collective opinion or behavior of a large group of people can be more accurate or reliable than the opinion of an individual. This form of social proof is often seen in situations where people are uncertain or lack information. For example, when choosing a restaurant, individuals may be more inclined to visit a crowded one, assuming that the crowd's choice indicates quality. The power of social proof in persuasion. Social proof can be a highly effective persuasion technique due to its ability to tap into our innate desire to conform and belong. When we see others engaging in a particular behavior or holding a specific belief, we are more likely to follow suit. This is especially true when we perceive those others as similar to ourselves or as authorities in a given domain. By incorporating social proof into their persuasive messages, persuaders can create a sense of consensus and legitimacy around their ideas or proposals. This can help overcome resistance, build credibility, and increase the likelihood of acceptance or compliance. Leveraging social proof ethically. While social proof can be a powerful tool in persuasion, it is essential to use it ethically and responsibly. Persuaders should avoid manipulating or deceiving their audience by presenting false or misleading information. Instead, they should focus on providing accurate and genuine social proof that aligns with the intended message. Additionally, it is crucial to consider the context and audience when using social proof. Different individuals may respond differently to various types of social proof, and what works in one situation may not be as effective in another. Understanding the target audience and tailoring the social proof accordingly can enhance its persuasive impact. Conclusion. Social proof and influence are potent forces in the realm of persuasion. By understanding and harnessing the power of social proof, persuaders can effectively shape beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. Whether through expert opinions, celebrity endorsements, user testimonials, or the wisdom of the crowd, social proof can be a valuable tool in the persuader's arsenal. However, it is crucial to use social proof ethically and responsibly, ensuring that the information presented is accurate and relevant to the intended message. 11.3 The role of emotions in decision-making. Emotions play a significant role in decision-making. While logic and rationality are often considered the primary drivers of decision-making processes, emotions can heavily influence the choices we make. Understanding the role of emotions in decision-making is crucial for anyone seeking to persuade others effectively. The influence of emotions. Emotions have a profound impact on our decision-making processes. They can shape our perceptions, attitudes, and behaviors, ultimately guiding the choices we make. Research has shown that emotions can override logical reasoning and lead individuals to make decisions that may not align with their best interests. Emotional appeals in persuasion. In the realm of persuasion, understanding how emotions influence decision-making is essential. By appealing to the emotions of an audience, persuaders can tap into their desires, fears, and values, making their message more compelling and persuasive. Eliciting positive emotions. Positive emotions such as happiness, joy, and excitement can be powerful motivators in decision-making. When individuals experience positive emotions, they are more likely to be open to new ideas and receptive to persuasive messages. By creating a positive emotional connection with the audience, persuaders can increase the likelihood of their message being accepted. Leveraging negative emotions. Negative emotions, such as fear, anger, and sadness, can also be effective in influencing decision-making. These emotions can create a sense of urgency and motivate individuals to take action. Persuaders can leverage negative emotions by highlighting potential negative consequences or emphasizing the problems that their message can solve. However, it is important to use negative emotions ethically and responsibly, ensuring that the audience does not feel manipulated or coerced. The role of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and understand emotions in oneself and others, is crucial for effective persuasion. Persuaders who possess high emotional intelligence can accurately assess the emotional state of their audience and tailor their message accordingly. They can empathize with the emotions of others and use this understanding to connect with their audience on a deeper level. Emotional decision-making and cognitive biases. Emotions can also influence decision-making through cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are systematic errors in thinking that can lead to irrational judgments and decisions. Emotions can amplify these biases, making individuals more susceptible to making decisions based on faulty reasoning. Confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is a cognitive bias where individuals seek out information that confirms their existing beliefs and ignore or dismiss information that contradicts them. Emotions can intensify confirmation bias by making individuals more resistant to information that challenges their emotional attachment to a particular belief or idea. Loss aversion. Loss aversion is the tendency for individuals to prefer avoiding losses over acquiring equivalent gains. Emotions, particularly fear and anxiety, can amplify loss aversion, making individuals more risk-averse and less likely to take action that may result in a potential loss. Anchoring bias. Anchoring bias occurs when individuals rely too heavily on the first piece of information they receive when making decisions. Emotions can influence anchoring bias by shaping individuals' initial emotional response to a particular stimulus, which then becomes the anchor for subsequent decision-making. Emotional appeals and ethical considerations. While emotional appeals can be powerful tools in persuasion, it is essential to consider ethical considerations. Persuaders must ensure that they do not manipulate or exploit the emotions of their audience for personal gain. Respecting the autonomy and individual choice of the audience is paramount, and emotional appeals should be used responsibly and with integrity. Conclusion. Emotions play a significant role in decision-making, and understanding this role is crucial for effective persuasion. By appealing to the emotions of an audience, persuaders can create a connection and increase the likelihood of their message being accepted. However, it is important to use emotional appeals ethically and responsibly, considering the potential influence of cognitive biases and respecting the autonomy of the audience. By mastering the art of emotional persuasion, individuals can become more effective communicators and influencers in various contexts. 11.4 Psychological Techniques for Persuasion. In addition to understanding the cognitive biases, social proof, and the role of emotions in decision-making, there are various psychological techniques that can be employed to enhance the effectiveness of persuasion. These techniques tap into the fundamental aspects of human psychology and can significantly influence the way individuals perceive and respond to persuasive messages. By leveraging these techniques, persuaders can increase their chances of achieving their desired outcomes. In this section, we will explore some of the key psychological techniques for persuasion. 11.4.1 Reciprocity. Reciprocity is a powerful psychological principle that states that people feel obligated to give back when they receive something. By offering something of value to others, persuaders can create a sense of indebtedness, which can increase the likelihood of compliance. This technique can be applied by providing free samples, offering gifts, or giving favors to the target audience. When individuals feel that they have received something valuable, they are more likely to reciprocate by accepting the persuader's request or taking the desired action. 11.4.2 Scarcity. The scarcity principle suggests that people value things more when they are perceived as rare or limited. By highlighting the scarcity or exclusivity of a product, service, or opportunity, persuaders can create a sense of urgency and increase the perceived value. This technique can be employed by emphasizing limited time offers, limited stock availability, or exclusive access to certain benefits. When individuals believe that they might miss out on something valuable, they are more motivated to take immediate action. 11.4.3 Authority. The authority principle suggests that people are more likely to comply with requests or follow the advice of individuals who are perceived as experts or authorities in a particular domain. By establishing and showcasing expertise, persuaders can enhance their credibility and influence. This technique can be applied by citing relevant credentials, displaying professional affiliations, or featuring testimonials from recognized authorities. When individuals perceive the persuader as knowledgeable and trustworthy, they are more inclined to accept their recommendations or opinions. 11.4.4 Consistency. The consistency principle states that people have a strong desire to act consistently with their previous commitments, beliefs, or values. By obtaining small initial commitments from individuals, persuaders can increase the likelihood of obtaining larger commitments later on. This technique can be employed by starting with small requests or asking individuals to take a small step towards the desired behavior. Once individuals have made a small commitment, they are more likely to remain consistent and comply with larger requests that align with their initial commitment. 11.4.5 Social proof. Social proof is a psychological phenomenon that suggests people are more likely to adopt a particular behavior or belief if they see others doing the same. By showcasing evidence of social consensus or popularity, persuaders can tap into the power of social influence. This technique can be applied by highlighting testimonials, reviews, or endorsements from satisfied customers or influential individuals. When individuals perceive that others have already accepted the persuader's message or taken the desired action, they are more inclined to do the same. 11.4.6 Framing. Framing refers to the way information is presented or framed, which can significantly influence individuals' perceptions and decisions. By framing a message in a particular way, persuaders can shape how individuals interpret and respond to the information. This technique can be employed by emphasizing the positive aspects or benefits of a product or idea, using comparative language to highlight superiority, or framing a message in terms of gains rather than losses. When individuals perceive a message in a favorable or appealing frame, they are more likely to be persuaded. 11.4.7 Anchoring. Anchoring is a cognitive bias that suggests individuals rely heavily on the first piece of information they receive when making decisions. By strategically presenting an initial anchor or reference point, persuaders can influence individuals' subsequent judgments or decisions. This technique can be applied by presenting a high initial price or value, which can make subsequent prices or values appear more reasonable or attractive. When individuals anchor their judgments or decisions to an initial reference point, they are more likely to be influenced by subsequent information. 11.4.8 Priming. Priming is a psychological technique that involves exposing individuals to certain stimuli or information to influence their subsequent thoughts, attitudes, or behaviors. By priming individuals with specific words, images, or ideas, persuaders can activate related concepts in individuals' minds, making them more receptive to the persuasive message. This technique can be employed by using language or imagery that evokes desired associations or activating relevant mental frameworks. When individuals are primed with concepts related to the persuader's message, they are more likely to be influenced by the subsequent persuasive communication. These psychological techniques for persuasion are based on deep-rooted aspects of human psychology and can significantly impact individuals' perceptions, attitudes, and behaviors. However, it is important to use these techniques ethically and responsibly, ensuring that they are employed in a transparent and honest manner. By understanding and applying these techniques effectively, persuaders can enhance their persuasive abilities and increase their chances of achieving their desired outcomes. 12. Mastering the art of persuasion. 12.1 Developing persuasive communication skills. In order to become a master of persuasion, it is essential to develop strong communication skills that effectively utilize ethos, pathos, and logos. These three pillars of persuasion are powerful tools that can help you connect with your audience, build credibility, and make compelling arguments. In this section, we will explore various techniques and strategies to enhance your persuasive communication skills. 12.1.1 Establishing credibility through ethos. Ethos, or ethical appeal, is the foundation of persuasive communication. It involves establishing your credibility and trustworthiness with your audience. To develop your ethos, consider the following techniques. Demonstrate expertise. Show your audience that you are knowledgeable and experienced in the subject matter. Provide evidence of your qualifications, such as degrees, certifications, or relevant work experience. Share success stories or case studies that highlight your expertise. Use ethical appeals. Appeal to your audience's sense of ethics and values. Emphasize your commitment to honesty, integrity, and fairness. Highlight any ethical standards or codes of conduct that you adhere to. By aligning yourself with ethical principles, you can build trust and credibility. Enhance credibility through personal branding. Develop a strong personal brand that reflects your values and expertise. Consistently present yourself in a professional and authentic manner. Build a positive online presence through social media, blogs, or articles. By establishing a strong personal brand, you can enhance your credibility and influence. 12.1.2 Connecting emotionally with pathos. Pathos, or emotional appeal, is a powerful tool for persuasive communication. It involves connecting with your audience on an emotional level to evoke empathy, create emotional connections, and influence their decision-making. To develop your pathos, consider the following techniques. Understand emotional appeals. Familiarize yourself with the different emotions that can influence your audience, such as joy, sadness, fear, anger, or hope. Tailor your message to evoke the desired emotional response. Use storytelling, vivid language, or imagery to engage your audience's emotions. Elicit empathy. Put yourself in your audience's shoes and understand their perspective. Show empathy by acknowledging their feelings, concerns, or challenges. Use personal anecdotes or real-life examples to create a sense of shared experience. By eliciting empathy, you can establish a deeper connection with your audience. Create emotional connections. Find common ground with your audience by appealing to their values, beliefs, or aspirations. Use language that resonates with their emotions and experiences. Show genuine passion and enthusiasm for your message. By creating emotional connections, you can inspire and motivate your audience to take action. Leverage fear and desire. Understand the power of fear and desire in influencing decision-making. Appeal to your audience's fears by highlighting potential risks or consequences. Offer solutions or strategies that can alleviate their fears. Similarly, tap into their desires by presenting the benefits or rewards of your message. By leveraging fear and desire, you can create a sense of urgency and motivation. Utilize humor. Humor can be an effective tool to engage your audience and create a positive emotional connection. Use appropriate humor to lighten the mood, break tension, or make your message more memorable. However, be mindful of cultural sensitivities and ensure that your humor aligns with your overall message. 12.1.3 Crafting compelling arguments with logos. Logos, or logical appeal, is crucial for persuasive communication. It involves presenting rational and logical arguments supported by evidence and reasoning. To develop your logos, consider the following techniques. Present strong evidence. Support your arguments with credible and relevant evidence, such as statistics, research findings, expert opinions, or case studies. Use reliable sources and ensure that your evidence is up to date. Present your evidence in a clear and organized manner to enhance its impact. Use reasoning and logic. Employ logical reasoning to connect your evidence and arguments. Use deductive reasoning to draw conclusions from general principles or premises. Use inductive reasoning to make generalizations based on specific observations or examples. Present your reasoning in a logical and coherent manner. Appeal to intellectual curiosity. Stimulate your audience's intellectual curiosity by presenting thought-provoking questions, puzzles, or challenges. Encourage critical thinking and engage your audience in a dialogue. By appealing to their intellectual curiosity, you can keep them actively engaged and receptive to your message. Address counterarguments. Anticipate and address potential counterarguments or objections. Acknowledge opposing viewpoints and provide reasoned responses. By addressing counterarguments, you demonstrate your ability to consider different perspectives and strengthen your overall argument. 12.1.4 Developing persuasive communication skills. To become a master of persuasion, it is essential to continuously develop and refine your communication skills. Here are some additional tips to enhance your persuasive communication skills. Practice active listening. Listen attentively to your audience and show genuine interest in their perspectives. Ask open-ended questions to encourage dialogue and understanding. By practicing active listening, you can better tailor your message to their needs and concerns. Master nonverbal communication. Pay attention to your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. Use gestures and facial expressions to convey confidence and enthusiasm. Maintain eye contact to establish a connection with your audience. By mastering nonverbal communication, you can enhance the impact of your message. Use persuasive language and rhetorical devices. Employ persuasive language techniques, such as rhetorical questions, metaphors, analogies, or vivid imagery. Use power words or phrases that evoke emotion or create a sense of urgency. By using persuasive language and rhetorical devices, you can make your message more compelling and memorable. Engage and captivate the audience. Use storytelling, anecdotes, or examples to captivate your audience's attention. Use visual aids, such as slides or props, to enhance your message. Incorporate interactive elements, such as polls or group activities, to engage your audience actively. By developing persuasive communication skills, you can effectively utilize ethos, pathos, and logos to connect with your audience, build credibility, and make compelling arguments. Remember to practice and refine these skills continuously to become a persuasive communicator in various contexts of life. 12.2 Practicing effective persuasion techniques. In order to become a master of persuasion, it is essential to not only understand the principles of ethos, pathos, and logos, but also to practice and apply these techniques effectively. This section will provide you with practical strategies and tips to enhance your persuasive abilities and achieve your desired outcomes. 12.2.1 Establishing credibility through ethos. One of the key elements of persuasion is establishing credibility, or ethos. People are more likely to be persuaded by someone they perceive as trustworthy and knowledgeable. Here are some techniques to enhance your credibility. 12.2.1.1 Demonstrate expertise. To establish yourself as an expert in your field, it is crucial to continuously expand your knowledge and stay up to date with the latest developments. This can be achieved through reading books, attending seminars, participating in workshops, and engaging in discussions with other experts. By showcasing your expertise, you will gain the trust and respect of your audience, making them more receptive to your persuasive message. 12.2.1.2 Provide evidence and examples. Supporting your arguments with credible evidence and real-life examples can significantly enhance your credibility. This can include statistics, research findings, case studies, or testimonials from reputable sources. By presenting concrete evidence, you demonstrate that your claims are based on facts and reliable information, further strengthening your ethos. 12.2.1.3 Use personal stories. Sharing personal stories and experiences can be a powerful way to connect with your audience on an emotional level while also establishing your credibility. When you relate your own journey or challenges, it humanizes you and makes you more relatable. This authenticity helps build trust and credibility, as people are more likely to be persuaded by someone they perceive as genuine and trustworthy. 12.2.2 Appealing to emotions with pathos. Emotional appeals, or pathos, can be a highly effective persuasion technique. By tapping into the emotions of your audience, you can create a strong connection and motivate them to take action. Here are some strategies to effectively appeal to emotions. 12.2.2.1 Understand your audience's emotions. To effectively appeal to emotions, it is crucial to understand the emotions and values of your target audience. Conduct research, surveys, or interviews to gain insights into their fears, desires, and aspirations. By understanding their emotional landscape, you can tailor your persuasive message to resonate with their specific needs and values. 12.2.2.2 Use powerful language and imagery. Choose your words carefully to evoke strong emotions in your audience. Use vivid and descriptive language that paints a clear picture in their minds. Additionally, incorporating powerful imagery can further enhance the emotional impact of your message. By appealing to the senses and creating a visual or sensory experience, you can elicit a more profound emotional response. 12.2.2.3 Tell compelling stories. Storytelling is a persuasive technique that has been used for centuries. By telling stories that evoke emotions and resonate with your audience's experiences, you can create a powerful connection. Craft narratives that have relatable characters, conflicts, and resolutions. This will engage your audience on an emotional level and make your message more memorable and persuasive. 12.2.3 Utilizing logic with logos. Logical appeals, or logos, are essential for presenting rational arguments and convincing your audience through reasoning and evidence. Here are some techniques to effectively utilize logic in your persuasive communication. 12.2.3.1 Present clear and coherent arguments. When presenting logical arguments, it is crucial to structure your message in a clear and coherent manner. Start with a strong and concise thesis statement, followed by supporting evidence and logical reasoning. Use logical connectors such as, therefore, because, and, since, to establish the logical flow of your arguments. By presenting a well-structured and logical argument, you enhance your credibility and increase the persuasiveness of your message. 12.2.3.2 Anticipate and address counterarguments. To strengthen your logical appeal, anticipate and address potential counterarguments. By acknowledging and refuting opposing viewpoints, you demonstrate that you have considered different perspectives and have solid reasoning to support your position. This not only strengthens your argument but also shows your audience that you are open to dialogue and willing to engage with differing opinions. 12.2.3.3 Use visual aids and data visualization. Visual aids and data visualization can be powerful tools to enhance the logical appeal of your message. Utilize graphs, charts, and infographics to present complex information in a visually appealing and easily understandable format. Visual representations of data can make your arguments more compelling and memorable, as they provide a clear and concise overview of the information you are presenting. 12.2.4 Crafting compelling arguments. To become a persuasive communicator, it is essential to craft compelling arguments that effectively combine ethos, pathos, and logos. Here are some strategies to help you create persuasive arguments. 12.2.4.1 Find common ground. Identify shared values or goals between you and your audience. By finding common ground, you can establish a connection and build rapport. This shared understanding creates a foundation for your persuasive arguments and makes your audience more receptive to your message. 12.2.4.2 Appeal to self-interest. Highlight the benefits and advantages that your audience will gain by accepting your argument. By appealing to their self-interest, you tap into their motivations and desires, making your message more compelling. Clearly articulate how your proposal or idea will address their needs and solve their problems. 12.2.4.3 Address counterarguments. Anticipate and address potential counterarguments to strengthen your persuasive arguments. By acknowledging and refuting opposing viewpoints, you demonstrate that you have considered different perspectives and have solid reasoning to support your position. This not only strengthens your argument but also shows your audience that you are open to dialogue and willing to engage with differing opinions. 12.2.4.4 Use social proof. Utilize social proof by providing examples of others who have accepted your argument or idea. People are often influenced by the actions and opinions of others, especially when they perceive them as similar or credible. By showcasing testimonials, case studies, or success stories, you provide evidence that your argument is valid and worthy of consideration. In conclusion, mastering the art of persuasion requires practice and application of effective techniques. By establishing credibility through ethos, appealing to emotions with pathos, utilizing logic with logos, and crafting compelling arguments, you can enhance your persuasive abilities and achieve your desired outcomes. Remember to always consider the needs and values of your audience and adapt your persuasive strategies accordingly. With dedication and practice, you can become a persuasive leader and apply the principles of persuasion in various aspects of your life. 12.3 Becoming a persuasive leader. As a leader, your ability to persuade others is crucial to your success. Whether you are leading a team, an organization, or a community, your persuasive skills can make a significant impact on achieving your goals and influencing others to follow your vision. In this section, we will explore how you can become a persuasive leader by harnessing the power of ethos, pathos, and logos. 12.3.1 Establishing ethical leadership. Ethos, the ethical appeal, is the foundation of persuasive leadership. To become a persuasive leader, you must establish yourself as someone who is trustworthy, credible, and of high moral character. People are more likely to follow and be influenced by leaders they perceive as ethical and principled. To establish ethical leadership, it is essential to lead by example. Demonstrate integrity in your actions and decisions, and always adhere to a strong moral compass. Treat others with respect, fairness, and honesty. By consistently displaying ethical behavior, you will earn the trust and respect of those you lead. 12.3.2 Inspiring emotion and connection. Pathos, the emotional appeal, is a powerful tool for persuasive leadership. Emotions have a profound impact on human decision-making, and as a leader, you can leverage this to inspire and motivate others. To become a persuasive leader, you must connect with your audience on an emotional level. Understand their needs, desires, and fears. Show empathy and compassion towards their struggles and aspirations. By demonstrating genuine care and understanding, you can create a strong emotional bond with your followers. Tell compelling stories that resonate with your audience's emotions. Use narratives to illustrate your vision and values. Paint a vivid picture of the future you envision and how it will positively impact their lives. By appealing to their emotions, you can inspire them to take action and rally behind your cause. 12.3.3 Using logical reasoning and evidence. Logos, the logical appeal, is essential for persuasive leadership. As a leader, you must be able to present sound reasoning and evidence to support your ideas and decisions. Logical arguments provide a rational basis for your persuasive efforts and help others understand the validity of your proposals. To become a persuasive leader, you must develop strong analytical and critical thinking skills. Gather relevant data and facts to support your arguments. Use logical reasoning to connect the dots and present a coherent and compelling case. By employing logical appeals, you can convince others of the soundness and feasibility of your plans. 12.3.4 Balancing ethos, pathos, and logos. Becoming a persuasive leader requires a delicate balance of ethos, pathos, and logos. While each appeal has its strengths, relying too heavily on one can undermine your effectiveness as a leader. It is crucial to integrate all three appeals strategically to maximize your persuasive impact. By combining ethical leadership with emotional connection and logical reasoning, you can create a persuasive framework that resonates with your audience. Ethos establishes your credibility and trustworthiness, pathos inspires and motivates, and logos provides the rational foundation for your arguments. By striking the right balance, you can effectively influence and lead others towards your desired outcomes. 12.3.5 Communicating with clarity and conviction. To be a persuasive leader, effective communication is paramount. You must be able to articulate your ideas clearly and passionately to inspire and engage your audience. Your words should convey confidence, conviction, and enthusiasm. Craft your messages carefully, considering the needs and values of your audience. Use persuasive language and rhetorical devices to capture their attention and evoke the desired emotional response. Tailor your communication style to resonate with different individuals and groups, adapting your approach to their unique perspectives and preferences. Additionally, nonverbal communication plays a crucial role in persuasive leadership. Pay attention to your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. Project confidence, openness, and authenticity through your nonverbal cues. By aligning your verbal and nonverbal communication, you can enhance your persuasive impact. 12.3.6 Inspiring and empowering others. A persuasive leader not only influences others but also inspires and empowers them to become leaders themselves. By fostering a culture of collaboration, trust, and growth, you can create an environment where individuals feel motivated and empowered to contribute their best. Encourage open dialogue and active participation. Listen attentively to the ideas and concerns of your team members. Provide constructive feedback and support their professional development. By valuing their contributions and investing in their growth, you can inspire loyalty and commitment. Furthermore, delegate responsibilities and empower others to take ownership of their work. Encourage autonomy and provide opportunities for growth and advancement. By empowering your team members, you not only enhance their skills and capabilities but also foster a sense of ownership and commitment to the shared vision. 12.3.7 Leading with integrity and authenticity. Finally, to become a persuasive leader, it is crucial to lead with integrity and authenticity. Be true to yourself and your values. Avoid manipulation, deception, and unethical practices. Transparency and honesty are essential for building trust and credibility. By leading with integrity, you set an example for others to follow. Your authenticity and genuine commitment to your vision will inspire others to trust and believe in your leadership. When your actions align with your words, you create a powerful persuasive force that can move mountains and achieve extraordinary results. In conclusion, becoming a persuasive leader requires a combination of ethical leadership, emotional connection, logical reasoning, effective communication, and inspiring and empowering others. By mastering the art of persuasion and harnessing the power of ethos, pathos, and logos, you can lead with influence and create positive change in your organization and beyond. 12.4 Applying persuasion in everyday life. In the previous chapters, we have explored the various aspects of persuasion, including the principles of ethos, pathos, and logos, as well as the techniques and strategies to effectively communicate and influence others. Now, let us delve into the practical application of persuasion in our everyday lives. 12.4.1 Persuasion in personal relationships. Persuasion plays a significant role in our personal relationships, whether it be with our family, friends, or romantic partners. Understanding how to effectively communicate and influence others can greatly enhance the quality of our relationships and help us navigate through conflicts and disagreements. One important aspect of persuasion in personal relationships is active listening and empathy. By actively listening to others and showing genuine empathy, we can create a safe and supportive environment for open communication. This allows us to understand the needs, desires, and concerns of the other person, enabling us to tailor our persuasive approach accordingly. Another key aspect is the use of emotional appeals. Emotions are powerful motivators, and by appealing to the emotions of our loved ones, we can strengthen our connection and influence their decisions. However, it is crucial to use emotional appeals ethically and responsibly, ensuring that we are not manipulating or coercing others into doing something against their will. Additionally, building trust and credibility is essential in personal relationships. By consistently demonstrating honesty, integrity, and reliability, we can establish a strong foundation of trust. This trust serves as a persuasive tool, as people are more likely to be influenced by those they trust and respect. 12.4.2 Persuasion in the workplace. Persuasion is not limited to personal relationships, it also plays a vital role in the workplace. Whether you are a leader, manager, or employee, the ability to effectively persuade others can greatly impact your success and influence within the organization. As a leader or manager, building credibility and trust is crucial. By consistently demonstrating expertise, ethical behavior, and a strong personal brand, you can establish yourself as a persuasive and influential figure. This credibility allows you to effectively communicate your ideas, motivate your team, and gain support for your initiatives. In addition to credibility, understanding the needs and values of your colleagues and employees is essential. By adapting your persuasive strategies to different individuals and considering cultural and social factors, you can tailor your approach to resonate with others and increase the likelihood of success. Furthermore, effective communication techniques such as active listening, nonverbal communication, and persuasive language are invaluable in the workplace. By actively listening to your colleagues, understanding their perspectives, and using persuasive language and rhetorical devices, you can engage and captivate your audience, making your message more persuasive and influential. 12.4.3 Persuasion in decision-making. Persuasion is deeply intertwined with decision-making. In our everyday lives, we are constantly faced with decisions, ranging from simple choices to complex dilemmas. Understanding the principles of persuasion can help us make more informed and effective decisions. One psychological technique for persuasion is understanding cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are inherent biases in our thinking that can influence our decision-making process. By being aware of these biases, we can critically evaluate information, challenge our assumptions, and make more rational and objective decisions. Another important aspect is the role of emotions in decision-making. Emotions can heavily influence our choices, sometimes leading us to make impulsive or irrational decisions. By recognizing the impact of emotions and using emotional appeals strategically, we can align our emotions with our logical reasoning, leading to more balanced and well-informed decisions. Furthermore, the use of reasoning and logic, supported by strong evidence, is crucial in persuasive decision-making. By presenting compelling arguments, using logical reasoning, and providing solid evidence, we can persuade others and ourselves to make decisions that are based on sound judgment and critical thinking. 12.4.4 Persuasion in everyday interactions. Beyond personal relationships, the workplace, and decision-making, persuasion is present in our everyday interactions. Whether it is convincing a friend to try a new restaurant, negotiating with a salesperson, or advocating for a cause, the principles of persuasion can be applied to various situations. Understanding the needs, desires, and values of the person you are interacting with is key. By tailoring your persuasive approach to align with their interests and motivations, you can increase the likelihood of success. Additionally, adapting your communication style and using persuasive language can help you engage and captivate your audience, making your message more persuasive and influential. In conclusion, persuasion is a powerful tool that can be applied in various aspects of our everyday lives. By understanding the principles of ethos, pathos, and logos, and practicing effective persuasion techniques, we can enhance our personal relationships, succeed in the workplace, make informed decisions, and navigate through everyday interactions with greater influence and success.